waiting.
Maybe.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to a Tuesday night here on Kobold Press, where this little dot is feeling like a glorious rain cloud. And a sick little glorious rain cloud. And so I'm going to pass it over to V to take us away into tonight's Scarlet Citadel.
All right. Hi, everyone. I am V Muse. I will be your GM this evening, as well as, the mom alerts are up now, and I'm worried about my little dot. So yes, we are going to be playing some Scarlet Citadel tonight. This is a fantastic campaign. I cannot recommend this enough. It is available now for purchase. For those of you who got it on the Kickstarter, big thumbs up for you. You already know what's going on. But for those of you who are new to this fantastic module, make sure you get yourself over to koboldpress.com and check it out. There are so many different ways you can play this game. It is your classic dungeon crawl. It is your high horror. It is, in our case, a very interesting mix of comedy of errors, perhaps, but still, it's a fantastic, I keep saying fantastic, it's a new word. It's a wonderful way to bring in elements into your campaign, whether it is something set in Midgard, whether it is something set in a different area of your D&D campaign. So do check it out. Hopefully you'll hang out with us and have some fun tonight. This is episode 4, which is going to be our second to last episode. So make sure you remember to tune in next week to see how things kind of bring themselves to a resolution with this crew as they explore and get into the depths of the Scarlet Citadel. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go around, let everyone introduce themselves to us, and then we'll do a quick recap and get back into the swing of things because we kind of sort of left it on a tiny little cliffy, maybe. That being said, let's get going. Now, Dot, I'm going to let you rest, and we're just going to bypass Dot. We know that Dot is wonderful, fantastic streamer, producing the stream for us tonight, playing Uki, the Darrow druid, believe it or not. We got a druid on hand, and lovely little companion cave goat named Narla. All right, and then we're going to shift over to Drac. You are up, good sir.
Me. Hi, I'm Draconic, so Drac for short. I use he, him pronouns, and I'm going to be playing Kuroko, who uses he, they pronouns, who is a piney word of mercy monk. So basically just a tree person. He punches really hard and can swing a branch really well. Also very against killing, which is apparently which may be an issue, but I'm going to stick to it because that's just a thing I decided in the moment. Yeah, also the best friend to Ink, who's played by Diana, but I won't go into too deep into that part because Diana can introduce themselves. But yeah, that's me.
Thank you so much. Shifting down to you, Cicero.
And
all right. There you go.
Yeah. I was mumbling. Hey guys, I'm Cicero, he, him. And let's see, I am playing Nipsey, your gear forged fighter, and Nipsey goes by he, they pronouns, and yeah, that's all you need to know. That's all you're gonna get.
These very hush hush, keep it quiet. Thank you, Cicero. Moving over to you, Diana.
Hi, I'm Diana. I am Super Dylan as well. I am playing Ink tonight, as previously mentioned, is Kura's BFF and a mushroom folk rogue.
Beauteous. And finally, for our players, last certainly not least, Lynn.
Hey, I'm Lynn Shear, and I am playing Prin, the Tabaxi entropy wizard, who is accompanied by her undead assistant.
The assistant, not kidding. It's the assistant is the name of the assistant, and I love it. So yes, thank you again to those of you hanging out in the chat. It is good to see you this evening. Don't forget to check everyone out at their ats that you're seeing right now on that screen over on Twitter and see what other wonderful things they're up to. We'll recap everything towards the end of the game when we wrap things up, so you know what we're up to and where else you can find us. But for now, we left off with all y'all. You had some fun, played with some bandits, met the dire owlbear. Surprisingly, managed to have the dice work very much in your favor last week. So that you're able to not only kind of convince these bandits to help you get to the Scarlet Citadel, but also somehow manage to keep this dire owlbear from attacking you. And you took a long rest. We had this lovely little moment between Ink and Kura, correct? Remember that correctly? Yes. And as you set off in the morning towards the Citadel, you got there, and just as you started to see this essentially large tower of ruin, basically of red stone and overgrown, what was once something that was a notable figure in the forest area itself is now being taken over, notably by the forest. And as you were getting closer, you heard these melodic tones coming from the general direction of the Citadel itself. And then suddenly your three bandit companions booked it. Like, dropped the leads they had on the dire owlbear, barely a see it, and they actually ran off in different directions. They were essentially at every man, woman, child for themselves mode. There was no nice knowing ya, let's stay in touch. No, they are basically gone. So you're probably a good 60 feet away from the Citadel itself. And you have that dire owlbear that is basically standing there muzzled with a rope and then having two leads hanging from it. And again, you heard this doo sound that came from the Citadel itself. What would you like to do, my dears?
We heard that sound. Is there from 60 feet, if we like kind of scan the horizon of the Citadel, do we see anything that visually changes?
Give me a perception or investigation check at this point.
Yes.
Whichever is best for you.
Well, thank you for that, first of all. And I will do perception.
Okay. So,
Okay.
Dice are having fun tonight already.
All right.
With a 9, and from the distance you're at, you basically you see there's rubble collecting around the base of the Citadel. You can see that the slate roof is fallen in and cracked in areas. It's opened up. You don't see anything that would be remarkably notable beyond it being a ruined building in front of you. Something of sizable, presence. This isn't just a little cottage that's falling apart, but it's one of those things where you don't see anything that's sort of setting off alarms for you outside of the fact that clearly this is something that has been in great neglect.
Got it.
So we all heard that. Just want to make sure we all heard that.
I did. Heard it. Don't see anything.
Yes, I heard that as well.
Affirmative.
Okay, I'm gonna try and take a closer look. And
Okay,
Kura's
so you're gonna
get closer.
You're gonna move up. How much further are you gonna move?
Yeah.
Like I said, you're about 60 feet away now. How much closer do you want to get?
I'm gonna move up 40 feet.
Should
40
we
feet,
bring
okay.
Right up to it.
the beast?
I was gonna say, you gonna leave the dire owlbear behind, or what are you gonna try and do?
'Cause
Because right now it could go wandering.
Oh,
we
It's
don't
not
want
like it's
it.
tied up to anything.
That's a good point. Well, Kura and the owlbear are best friends already, so
Oh yeah, you almost hand to mouth, literally.
Why not? Yeah, let's get this owlbear to come along with us if we can.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's interesting. So I'm thinking we're gonna need another animal handling check there.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Sure.
Oh, please.
I'm
Uki,
gonna
alright.
use my advantage. I have 2 advantages still from the past episodes.
Uki will just remind you that I cannot make your limbs grow back.
I
I can heal you, but I can't make your limbs grow back.
I'm saving my advantages for this owlbear specifically. I have
Good.
a 2, so I'm gonna use 1 to reroll that because I remember you saying
Okay.
a 13 last time barely saved me.
For one of the checks, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Wow.
Oh no!
Oh.
I
Dice,
guess the
come on.
universe has spoken. It just wants me to get a 10.
Oh.
Yeah. So
Oh no.
So I'm gonna be like trying to get
and
the owlbear to follow.
as you're making this as if you're making it to a small cat, this large dire owlbear with armor upon its body, freed front claws now that has had a chance to be healed up a little bit. You see it pull up one of its massive claws and hook the dew claw into the rope that has been muzzling it. and it pulls it down and off and lets out this massive roar in your general direction. And it starts doing that shaking things that you'll see dogs do, like if they get something on there. Its hackles are up, and it is furious that it has been contained in such a fashion. So no, the dire owlbear is really not happy. And did you walk up to it, or were you staying at a distance? Because you said you moved forward 40 feet.
I'm at a distance still. I think Kira's still trying to treat it like a little bear. So it's like, come here, little owl bear.
Okay, so little owl bear is not too happy with you, and you see it starting to lumber towards you, growling the entire time. And it is this low guttural growl that you could almost feel matching the vibrations that the ground is making as it's footfall, and it has eyes locked and targeted on you, Kura.
Okay, can I roll a d20 to see if he even notices that this is hostile? Because he technically did ask it to come over, so Kura could be like, "Oh yeah, it's listening to me. This is great."
Yeah, you can.
Oh no!
Hold on.
I'll roll a d4.
How do we want to flavor this? Let's see how we flavor this.
It wants a head scritch. That's what I want. It wants
survival check. Survival. You know what?
Okay.
Survival. Let's give this a survival.
Wow. Those instincts.
Okay,
Those instincts.
Okay.
Yeah, I
So,
catch on that is not very happy with me.
You're realizing that this is not a spooty tat. This is something else entirely heading in your direction. It's probably about 20 feet away from you now as it is starting in its trajectory towards you. What will the rest of you be doing seeing this happening? Again.
I'm actually gonna. Oh, sorry. You go.
Oh no, please. Yeah, you're the best friend. Go ahead.
I'm going to focus on actually just physically trying to pull Kura out of the path. I'm not going to go anywhere near the actual dire owlbear.
Okay.
So the dire owlbear has removed the ropes.
It has removed the rope around its muzzle.
Okay, so that was the only thing that was restrained. It was only restrained via its mouth.
At this point, yes, because the leads are dropped by the two bandits who were holding it.
Yes.
Okay. You had the three bandits controlling the dire owlbear, but it was using force to control it.
I have an idea. It's a bad one.
Oh, I've got an idea too.
Okay,
this is also a bad one.
Then. Okay.
All right.
Great. Perfect. Plan Z.
Right. So Nipsey wants to try and run around and hogtie the dire owlbear with the rope that the leads that have been left alone. So as it's focused on Kura, Nipsey sees the ropes and realizes that it can do that he can do some knot making very quickly, and he wants to kind of jump over the dire owlbear and like wrap it up and like go up around it and then under it and then like tie the ropes around the feet of the dire owlbear, come up around the side of it and kind of hog tie it like you'd see in a rodeo.
Well, yeehaw. Okay, so we're going to approach this with a couple of aspects to it. First of all, I need you to give me an acrobatics check.
Okay.
Can I make this easier by casting a spell?
Is Nipsey proclaiming what he's going to be doing? Or they're going to be doing
so that is a good question. So Nipsey is looking at you see Nipsey look at the dire owlbear and then look at the leads and the rope. So he's definitely there. I'm assuming that there has been some space gained by the dire owlbear away from the leads, the things that were restraining him. So what you do see is Nipsey looking at the ropes and making those calculations. So if anyone is potentially paying attention, maybe it becomes obvious. He doesn't say out loud what he's doing.
Then I would probably wait until you took action.
Okay.
So, or if anyone would want to take an insight check and see if they were able to pick up on what Nipsey's about to put down, I will allow you to do that
that's
too.
Okay.
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 So,
All right.
okay.
Oh.
Between Uki and Prin, the two of you having been a traveling group together, you absolutely see that Nipsey is calculating.
Right.
Something is going on in Nipsey's head. Something is about to happen. You don't know what, though, necessarily for you, Uki. For Prin, you are able to pick up that not only is Nipsey thinking about doing something, but you see those calculated glances going between the leads and the owlbear and the distance between Nipsey and the dire owlbear as well.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, I'm gonna cast then, because I know, regardless of what Nipsey's gonna do, this owlbear may be a problem. In a second. So I'm gonna cast Maddening Whispers,
Okay.
which may incapacitate this creature so that he can easily hogtie it, or at least somewhat more easily hogtie it. So, charisma saving throw at a
Okay.
13, which is not very high, but it's worth a shot.
Okay. Let me get a nice little.
Maybe you can just get advantage to just tackle it and do the thing.
I was gonna use.
Oh.
Oh,
Whoa, that's
whoa.
not gonna make. Yep.
That
So
is
you
not
were
gonna
able to
save.
cast your Maddening Whispers.
It
On the
sounds
dire-
like, it sounds like a sick dot.
Right.
All into the air, the maddening whispers. And I look to Prin as I'm like, it's working.
She'll nod in approval, and then she'll just kind of like over her shoulder, just look at the assistant and just say, "Assistant, provide distraction."
Okay. Okay. So with the assistant providing distraction, what's the assistant doing to distract?
This usually is not anything super stealth. If the assistant just is basically to run, she wants the assistant to basically just run between Kura and the owlbear, just like waving its arms.
Okay. So truly like a. Well, remember the assistant is a sort of an undead creature. It's a dead body that's been reanimated. So you have this body just not even really making noise, just sort of waving its arms. So absolutely then that means for Nipsey, you will be able to do this acrobatics check at advantage.
Oh, okay. Cool. So there we go.
And perfect.
That's,
So with
the first 23, yeah.
Beautiful. With a 23, you are able, yes, to hogtie the dire owlbear, especially since you have it incapacitated and distracted all at once. Okay, which means you are now able to do a let's do this as a sleight of hand type of thing.
Sure.
So that's also with advantage 2 now because you still have the incapacitated and distracted factor. Let's see if these bonds will hold.
All right. So that is one. Oh, that will definitely not do, guys. At advantage. Oh,
Yep.
oh gosh.
Yep. Okay. So with that, so the dire owlbear at this point has been restrained. Let's have this where we're going to do a nice little D4 roll here, and we'll see about how many rounds you have before this thing's going to break loose again. You have 2 rounds before this is going to break loose from the bindings once the spell wears off is the clarification.
Okay.
So
How long does this last
as
again?
long as I'm whispering for a minute.
A minute. Okay. So as long as Uki is whispering this for a minute, and this is concentration based
I believe so.
for it, or no, it's abjuration.
Yes,
Let's see here.
One
Yeah.
action.
Okay. So as long as Uki is able to hold on to this one, once it dissipates after technically 6 rounds, you have an additional 2 rounds before this thing's going to break the heck out. So what would you like to do? Do you want to risk it and keep it bound up like this? And
Hey, everyone,
Move
I really
on?
think we can get through to this owlbear. I think we should keep trying.
I think maybe didn't they say that this owlbear lives here?
I think the owlbear is technically like the pet of whoever hired those people.
Yeah.
Maybe we just go tell them. Nope.
We're gonna call that round one. We're gonna call that round one. Okay. You have 5 rounds left now of Uki whispering before the other 2 kick in.
This creature is supposed to be here. We are not supposed to be here. Let's go to the Citadel.
I agree.
Won't this wreak havoc if we just leave it here?
Maybe Gellert will, call him home.
Yeah, maybe this is where it's supposed to be. Maybe he'll just go inside and go
We should
wherever
leave a
it's
note
supposed to
on
go.
it.
That's round 2. So you have 4 rounds left.
Okay. Very crestfallen, Kura's gonna go over to this owlbear and pluck a flower from his hair and just.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
Nipsey, when you
Nope.
hog-tied it, did
Nope.
you muzzle it?
Nope. I did not. Nipsey did not.
Okay.
I'm still
Y'all ever see
doing it.
something hog-tied before? It is incapacitated. Okay. So I'm only seeing speed. Yeah, this is a recall. So yeah, I'm gonna have it where this is a large creature you're walking up towards. You have it hog-tied now. It is already irritated. In fact, it's beyond irritated. It wakes up irritated. Let's put it that way. If you're gonna go up and pull a feather, you are very much
Oh no! I'm not pulling.
running the risk.
I'm getting real close anyway. Yes, but I'm not pulling a feather from it. I'm pulling a flower from my hair because I grow flowers on my body, and I just wanted to put it in its feathers.
Animal handling check.
Yeah, I'll do it. Let's go.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, I'm so scared. All
Nat
right.
20.
You lucky duck.
We're best friends now.
No. You just don't lose a limb. So you go to put this feather on the dire owl bear, close enough where, once again, the flower, as it flutters down onto the skin, you see its skin rippling and reacting to the feel of something touching it. And it starts snapping and shifting, and it is working at these ties, aggravated by having you near its presence. It's not happy. That's your round 3. Okay, so you have 3 rounds left, plus the 2 before this breaks out of its bindings.
What say we just bail?
Come on.
I guess.
To the Citadel.
To the Citadel.
I take out a pen and paper as fast as I can, anything I can write on, and I write, "Please return me to Geller the Gruesome." And I'm gonna leave a note on it.
On it or near it?
That's a great question. I give it to Kura.
I'm gonna risk it again. Let's go. I'm gonna put it right on his forehead. I'm gonna.
Oh,
my.
then you are going to do animal handling check at disadvantage
Oh my.
Disadvantage.
because you're right in front of its
Okay.
freed mouth.
Oh my.
Yeah.
God.
Oh, before. Oh no. Oh.
It can only get worse from here.
Okay.
I have an advantage. Can I use that
Please.
now?
If this is where you want to use your advantage, it's where you can use your advantage.
Okay, do I roll again then? Is that a flat roll, or how does that work in this case?
We can take what also came up with the 8 and just say it's a 22. So you're able to
Yes,
stick
please.
the note to the. Okay. So you are able to. And once again, it tries to nip it, not even nip, like full on tear at your hand, which you luckily pull away just in time as the note is left sort of somewhat askew on top of its massive head, sort of stuck to one of the armor plates of its helm. All right. So that is now round 4 that has just been done.
Run.
You have 2 rounds left before the spell.
Kirko blows
is
a
done.
kiss. See you soon, Bartholomew. And he's gonna go.
Is running.
He's gonna
Okay.
run after everyone else.
Okay. So y'all booking it?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, so you're booking it to the Citadel. Dot, do you have the map of the ruins going so that everyone kind of get a look at this one?
I do.
Fantastic.
I don't have it in
Lovely.
Roll20 for all of you, but you can see it on Twitch.
There we go.
Let me.
So if you hop over to the channel,
Ooh,
Dot will
exciting.
get the map up. But you're
Yeah.
gonna basically run over, and as I said, it's this old building. It's been there for ages. However, it's been lying in neglect for quite a while. So you have things like vines are growing out of the windows. Even some of the vines have been strong enough and the mortar is so depleted that it's pulled down and it's cracked and rendered apart some of the stonework and masonry. The roofs are all caving in. There are various openings. Even like the levels that once were have collapsed in upon each other. So it's truly more rubble than it is building. And as you come upon it, just keep in mind when you go to look at this map that what is at the top is actually west, what is to your right is north, what is to your bottom is east, and what is to your left is south. Okay, and it's a little wonky the way it's set up. So as you approach and you go towards the main area, basically the main gateway, this is falling apart in rubble. The heavy gates are smashed, hanging off the hinges. One of them, if the wind is picking up enough, you hear that sound of just rusted and almost pushed into place because of the rust. It's also one of those things where, yes, there's rubble on the ground, but it's shallow enough that it's shallow enough so that you can actually move up and over it without too much of an issue. And you also see there's some evidence of passage. Like there is sort of a trail that's working its way through into this area. And that is essentially, if you are looking at the map,
The cardinal directions for east and west are flipped. But
gotta switch them. It's a little bit wonky because of where north is pushed, but
Right.
but thank you, Dot. So you can see that so basically the little rectangle that is in the lower southwest corner, sort of separated from everything else, that's the main entryway. Okay, those two broken areas east of it, where Dot is now moving that E, those are sort of like outer buildings to the Citadel itself. So if you're going to be going in, you would be going into that narrow hallway-ish area to the southeastern side of the map. Does that make sense? I'm trying to explain this with the cardinal directions all wonked around.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you want to enter through there, you absolutely could.
Okay.
Frankly, as I get closer, I'm kind of gonna be curious about this outer building. From the outside of it, what does it look like from the outside?
If you're talking about that little rectangle insert on the side,
Yes.
that's not a building on the map. That's actually a different level to the map. So that's something that's going to come into play a little bit later.
Got it.
Okay.
So the outer buildings are basically those disjointed rectangles and squares that are lining the east and northern sides of the tower. Okay, so if you want to go and look through those rooms, you absolutely could.
I still think that's what I would like to take a look at.
Sure, not a problem. Okay, so you've gone into this area and you're exploring. I'm assuming we're just gonna start from east and work your way north side.
Mhm.
Okay, so sure, you can go into those. Just give me a quick survival or acrobatics as you walk across this rubbled floor.
I will say I'm definitely accompanying Ink.
Okay.
Just in case anything jumps out. Whoa.
Wow.
Nice.
Acrobatics is
Yeah.
really is my strong suit, and I haven't been using it enough.
Dang.
So
Okay, yeah.
So I will parkour right into that building.
Wow.
Very easily. So we see Ink in their diminutive stature parking across right? Words are hard today.
Parkouring.
Parkouring. No.
They're parking.
Parking. Hopping around. You see them hopping around from one to the next and the next and the next of these bits of rubble that have fallen down. And as you're doing this, Ink, give me an investigation check if you're going to be looking more closely, or if you're looking more to, like, just to get the scope of the matter of each room.
Yes,
Depending on
I
how much
would
time you want
like to
spend in
try, but that's not going to
Ooh.
work.
Okay. All right, so you're kind of zipping around and you're getting more into the motion of what you're able to do than so much as really looking at what is around you. Would anyone else be exploring these rooms?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
With- Okay, so then either give me perception or investigation. Yes,
You know, I always have a question. Okay,
of course you.
the rubble. There's a ruin, so I'm guessing a lot of the walls are like collapsed and not whole. Can I
Yeah.
take my cave goat and climb?
Oh, absolutely.
Rubble?
Oh my god.
Oh, absolutely. You could go take a little waltz along some of the, outer
Just
linings
along
of the
outer lining
walls.
of the
Yeah.
wall to like figure out
Yeah.
the perimeter. Okay,
Yeah.
that's what
Yeah.
Uki and Narla do.
Okay, so Uki and Narla are basically they're treating this as their own little personal walkway. And you see Narla with her paws, and they're not cloven hooves like for a normal goat. So you see these paws basically hop up and gaining purchase on these broken, crumbling stone walls. And you're able to get to an opening in one of the walls, and there's enough of a ledge where you can walk a little bit back and forth, and there's even enough jutting out stones and things like that and vines growing around where Narla is able to kind of just maneuver around this like you would see mountain goats do. Have you ever seen mountain goats scale like almost pure vertical?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
So that's basically what Narla is able to do with Uki on her back.
Just with
Um,
toes.
Just with these cute little toes gripping onto things. It's amazing. I love cave goats. Okay, so that's Uki and Narla. Ink is exploring and checking these rooms out. Anyone else also checking the rooms out?
Yeah. Prin is looking with them, but instead of she's going to be sniffing for magic. So she's going to be continuously casting detect magic as she follows behind.
Okay, so Lynn, as you're doing detect magic, this place is practically like, when you get to an establishment that is known for hosting parties,
Mhm.
and you can feel it before you even enter the building. You feel the thrumming of the bass, you hear the laughter of the people. This is essentially what it's like for you when you get close to the Citadel. There is magic present. Magic is being used at this time. There is nothing dissipating, there is nothing fading, but it's not necessarily at this level.
Mhm.
But this is a hot spot for sure for you with your detect magic.
Yeah. I think you just see her just kind of smile as she starts to kind of feel this, and it's like, this is certainly the place. There's so much magic around, but it might be further down or someplace close.
Okay.
Um,
And
so
what would
Nipsey
Nipsey be doing?
is going. He's going across the ruins, but he's also taking one of the feather dusters that are around the belt that he made, and he's dusting the debris, maybe trying to see if he can find something as he's climbing through the debris.
Okay, then same thing. Investigation on your part or perception check while you're doing this.
Okay. Both of these are terrible. All right.
Hey, that's not bad.
All right. Actually, I
so-
rolled a nat 20. I got a
Yeah.
19.
Yeah, so that's not bad at all. Okay,
Yes.
so then as you go through this, Nipsey, you were able to find 20 silver pieces
All right.
along with a peridot gemstone
Ooh.
in one of the piles of rubble.
Okay.
And along with that, you also find, further down the line, 50 gold pieces.
Wow.
This is all just sort of scattered around in little bits and piles.
Nice.
Oh.
What about the rest?
Am I allowed to investigate as well? We already had 2 people.
Yeah, everyone give me investigating. Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, I'll investigate. I'm probably trying to bounce around with Ink as well, as I'm investigating. Probably not keeping up because Ink is definitely more
They don't
dexterous
see that
than
happening
me.
at all. Yeah.
But I'll investigate.
I
Nope.
think the two of you are, I think the two of you are having more or less fun with each other as you're bouncing
Yeah,
around on the
yeah.
walls and everything, and kind
Yeah.
of forget the reason why you might be there.
It's like, what I could do?
So very much, yes, very much. So let's see here. That's everyone now. Yes. So as this is happening, were any of you by chance attempting to be quiet at all?
I was
Nope.
hoping to see with my eyes. That was my goal.
Sure. Okay, so then you can give me an investigation as well. Oh, you just did.
Yeah. What is my Oh, interesting question. Can I roll this
Yes.
from the perspective of survival? Because I'm a druid. It's like
Yes, you may.
footprints, paths.
Yes, you
what's
may.
been
No,
tread.
yes, you may. Yep.
Okay, that's better.
Okay, so with your survival, Uki, you can see in some of these openings, especially where the ceilings have fallen in and everything like that, you can see that this is something that, even though it's neglected on the outside, there is activity that happens in this general area. There's signs that maybe every so often, maybe the bandits or people who are very much like the bandits have stayed here in the past. You see like crumbling old bedrolls and things like that. You also notice that there are footprints that move in and out of certain areas, showing sort of like maybe this might be an access point or that might be an access point as well. You also pick up on the scent, almost animal-like, mixed with a little bit of decay too. And every so often you see feathers as well, scattered around. Even where you and Narla are able to access, you're seeing these large feathers
So I try to
that are
get
just sort
in,
of
like,
hanging out there.
eye shot of everyone when I figure this out, and I do that like whistle thing, the really cool like where I call everybody's attention, and because we've been traveling together, so I do our handshake. I talk in Team Awesome, and I'm like,
Yes, that's the name.
people here, more owl bears. Whatever our hand signal is for more owl bears.
Right.
And then
Do we-
I
have we-
drop one of the feathers or something.
Have we developed a hand signal for dire owl bears yet?
That's it. I don't know if you've developed that one. It might just be pointing to Kura.
Yes.
Oh no.
Oh God! From
yeah,
now on,
and
that's
then
the
I go-
sign for Diet Albert, just pointing at me.
Yeah, and so then I just give the signal. It's like, we may not be alone.
What do the rest of you do seeing this?
I think I mean, Kura stays quiet. Everyone didn't seem very happy the last time we tried to make friends with a Diet Owl Bear. So
Uh-huh.
I will be quiet, but if it's okay, Kura, can I get up on your shoulders?
yeah, of course.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna get up on Kura's shoulders and just like quietly pull an arrow out in case that becomes necessary.
Okay.
So
Go ahead.
yeah. So Nipsey was going to. Is there a perch of sorts? Is there a high point?
To
That
get
is,
to the higher,
good vantage point?
you could probably get on top of like a pile of rubble.
Right. So-
Depending on which of these rooms do you think you all would have been gathering mostly in? Would you be gathering in the larger room that has some stairs? It sort of almost looks like it's underneath a hairpin shape
Right,
at
right.
the
Yeah.
western wall, or would you be in one of the smaller side areas on the north or eastern walls?
So Nipsey is definitely on the northeastern. So there's the double L. So there's the first L to the east,
Mhm.
northeast, and then there's one to the northeast. So yeah, so that is
Okay, yeah.
where Nipsey is.
Okay, so you're in one of the outer rooms,
Yes.
not in that open, not in the. We'll call it for the sake of sanity. Then it's sort of in the main gateway area, like the open court.
Right.
Okay,
He's definitely sticking to the perimeter.
Okay, that'll
But
help.
he's trying to get a higher vantage point to see if there is an potential ambush coming, or if there are other people that are in here that he may be able to see
Sure.
and then make his friends aware of.
All right, not a problem. So you can get yourself up on a pile of rubble and get yourself up. Not necessarily terribly high.
Okay.
It'd be, about 5 feet off the ground, but you would have a little bit of a slightly higher look into things before you're basically running into the falling ceiling of
Oh.
the outer rooms.
Okay. So do I need to roll anything for that? Athletics?
Give me
acrobatics?
Stealth on that one, because if you're climbing up a pile of rubble. All right, you're able to do so, surprisingly without too much shifting or moving around of this rubble that has collected in one of the corners. Anyone else doing anything after they hear Uki? Well, not hear Uki, but see Uki sort of sign the alarm.
Yeah. I think Prin just like scampers to Uki and just starts just prattling on about like, you know what? You know that owlbear is a combination between two creatures, right? This magical area might be the prime spot for creating magical creatures. Maybe you might have some a third creature. Maybe there's like a deer or a lion in there. Maybe we could see more of them.
Now, remember, Uki and Narla are up high, so if you are talking, a whisper is not going to carry.
I think she's very excited.
Yeah, and Uki's like,
Okay. Okay, so that's definitely good to know. Ink and Kura, do you continue your boingy, 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 boingy around the rooms?
Nope.
Uki?
I'm actually just gonna like my last boing is to like flip onto Kura's shoulders. And then I'm just gonna like kind of be scanning, and like it's kind of like a night and day switch from happy go lucky to okay, what am I looking for? And pulling an arrow.
Okay, gotcha. So as this is happening, and let's say it's as Prin is shouting up to Uki all this information that Prin has just pulled together for themselves, you hear this shuffling, almost dragging sound coming from across the way, basically in the wall that be opposite from where you all are on the eastern or the northern side, coming from the southern side. And it's almost at where there's this balcony. After the stairs lead up, there's a balcony that wraps around. You see that at the top there. So you hear the sound coming towards the openings near that balcony. And as you get yourselves ready, you hear, ooh, and you all need to give me, from this tone, a wisdom saving throw, please.
Oh, gosh.
Damn it. Okay.
Okay. So, Cicero, Nipsey is good. Basically, anyone who gets an 11 will be okay. Those of you who did not succeed on an 11, as you hear this tone, you see this humanoid winged creature stepping out from the shadows of this room onto that balcony where the stairs are leading up to. And their wings unfurl as the talons at the end of their feet flex as they spring to the ledge, and the wings unfurl behind them, and their teeth are gnashing, their eyes are flashing. And right behind them, you notice the movement of a second of one of these creatures emerge from behind them. And you now have two harpies staring, smelling, and searching for you. And what has happened now, for those of you who did not make the DC 11 on your wisdom save, you are going to be charmed.
Okay,
all right. So
I am in your hair.
Since you are more than 5 feet away from the harpy, you must on your turn move toward these harpies by the most direct route. All right. You won't be able to avoid opportunity attacks, but you're going to be basically going across however you can get there as soon as you can. You will be able to repeat your saving throw if you take damage from a source other than the harpy, or at the end of your turn. Okay, and if it's successful, then you are broken from the charmed spell, and luckily you'll be immune to its song for 24 hours.
Ooh.
So I just have to take damage. Okay, cool.
You don't take damage, but they're pulling you right to them is the thing.
No, I was saying I can do another saving throw at the end of my turn, or if I get attacked or take damage, right? Okay.
You take damage by not the harpy. So basically, you are charmed by the harpy who emerged first. Okay, that was the one who set off the call. The other one came in from behind because they realized that their companion moved into the other room type of situation.
Yeah.
The first one realized you were there. The second one did not until they saw motion happening. Is basically the setup there for transparency's sakes. So let us get some initiative going here now that we have this all set up and ready to go. And clearly you all are ready to take some action here.
I am ready. Ready.
Okay, so let's
Wow,
see
my
here.
Oh,
dice are not
no.
happy with me.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess it's a good thing
You
since I'm
used all
charmed,
those
to be honest.
advantages.
Mhm.
You used them up.
I got a nat 20 with
Friend.
that dire owlbear. That's what really matters.
Okay, let me just get this all organized here. And I got to get the girls ready too. All right.
Girls. Oh no.
Oh,
Oh,
okay. So here is our marching order. Harpies 1 and 2. I'm actually going to have them go together because they roll the exact same thing. So it's Harpies go first. Then we have Uki, you go next. After that, we're looking at Nipsey, moving to Ink, moving to Prin, moving to Kura are your marching orders. So again, it's Harpies, Uki, Nipsey, Ink, Prin, Kura. So these Harpies, seeing that they have been unceremoniously disturbed, they're actually going to go and move forward across the way toward you. So at this point, they are going to, let me see here. Yes, you'll see them take flight, and they are going to fly over and across that room because this is, yeah, it is 5. So each of those squares is classic 5 feet.
Okay.
And it'll get them across the room basically to where the double T's are
Okay.
on the north wall. See that?
mhm.
Yep.
So they will go across and land about there, almost back to back. So think like flanking, but they have each other's 6 is how they're doing that. And that will be the extent of their turn for this one. That brings us now to Uki.
Okay. I'm gonna imagine Uki was like somewhere over here in the midst of this rubble. Uki is going to. Where's Kuriko in relation to me?
I
He's in the
have
room.
no clue.
Okay. You know what? I have movement action. I'm gonna ride. I see Kura being like drawn in. I'm going to ride my goat down, and on my way past, I'm gonna smack you like a friend smack, and be like, and I say out loud, "Your harpy ways can't charm me or him or them," and I smack you, and I'm gonna cast protection from good and evil on you, which should help with the charm condition, I believe. So I shall put it there. Grants phase, fiends. Okay, good.
Yep.
Several benefits, including the target can't be charmed if they already are. The target has advantage on any new saving throws against it, so the next time you'll gain advantage to try to break it.
Yep.
Nice move.
Drive by.
So,
Okay.
so you've just, are you going to be willing to take the slap? Because basically, if you're willing to take the slap, I won't have Uki roll an attack roll.
Yeah, no, I'll take the slap. Yeah.
Okay,
probably
since
too busy
it's part of
concentrating
the
on the harpy.
it's part of the VSM of this whole spell casting.
Yeah.
Sort of some-
Yeah. You have to be willing.
you can
so,
actually
yeah.
roll. You can actually roll right now against this to see if you make it out of it type of situation with advantage.
do it
Don't
now.
forget. Yep, because you're
Okay.
taking damage from this. Is how we'll spin it.
That's wisdom, right?
Mm-hmm. Saving.
Oh,
Okay, cool. So, as Uki rolls by and catches you upside the head, Kura, you kind of get this moment of like it's like your ears popped feeling, sensation, like something just went in your head, and you can kind of refocus again. So smart move on Uki's part. And is that everything for Uki then? Yes.
Yeah, Uki just like rides past to safety.
Okay.
Thanks, Uki.
Okay. So now that takes us to Nipsey.
All right. Well, Nipsey is relatively close to these harpies.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess Nipsey's gonna take out his pike. And
I'm
kinda
sorry, I
u-
just imagined a fish. I was like, what?
Pulls out a fish and slaps him.
I'm playing too much Animal Crossing. Sorry.
Right.
A feather duster and a fish.
Right.
That's what my look was about. I'm like, what? Sorry, folks. So,
And,
pike drawn.
yeah, it's actually it's a pike, it's a fish. So he's got this right, and he's actually going to take the pike and use it like a quarterstaff and hit them with it. Not a fish.
Which one of them?
Oh,
Harpy
oh.
1 or Harpy 2? Harpy 1 is the one who came out singing. Harpy 2 is the one who was sort of slow on the uptake and came out right behind, though.
So I guess I'm gonna go after Harpy 1.
Okay.
Yeah, Dipsy will go after Harpy 1 since that is the one that we heard make the noise.
Beautiful.
And Nipsey will say something like, "You've disturbed the sound," and then go to hit them.
Okay.
With the pike.
That's gonna
Is
hit.
a 23 hit? Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
absolutely. Beautifully.
All right. And so we get a whole 6 points of piercing damage.
Okay, so as you say this, Nipsey, and your words reverberate through the stone walls of this enclosure, you see your pike strike true, and a trickle of blood starts to come out of the wound that you've just given Harpy number 1. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
Let's see.
To get to them, you definitely have used up your whole motion
Okay.
based upon where you were before.
Okay. So then.
So if there's any bonus action or anything you'd like to
Yeah, I
take.
let's see. When you see a creature. Okay. No, that's it.
That's it. Okay, so
That's it.
that moves us then to Ink. Prin, you will be up next.
Okay, so to clarify, Kura is already no longer charmed.
No longer charmed and cannot be charmed by that harpy for the next 24 hours.
Got it. Okay. So I imagine that for like half a second, Ink was like, "Oh no," and then was like, "Okay." But that was really not cool. So arrow to Harpy number 1.
Okay, let's see if it strikes.
Let's see, indeed.
It will.
Yeah.
Yes. So with
okay.
your short bow. And hello, raiders. Lovely. 10
Nice.
piercing.
Okay.
Okay.
And also would like to bonus action cast Hobble on Harpy number 2, just to give us a little more time with Harpy number 1.
Okay. And that is the one where their motion is moved to half.
Yes,
Right?
correct. Sorry.
Okay. So there we go. Okay. So anything else that you would like to do, Ink, or are you just gonna?
I'm going to continue to hide in Kura's branches.
Okay, so you moved off of Kura to go. Oh, that's right. No, you did your short
No,
bow,
I'm
so we're
in.
good.
I'm like
You're
on
in.
Kura's
You're
shoulders. Yeah.
You're in Kura's shoulders, kind of
Yeah.
hiding in the hair. Okay, there we go. Because you had your short bow going. All right, so that is Ipsy. Prin, you are up. Kura, you are after Prin.
Prin's going to rush towards the harpies and just like angrily just, "We did not intend to cause any trouble here, harpies, but you cast enchantment magic. I just can't have that happen. We're supposed to be guests here and you treat us rudely. And you know what? You get this." She takes out like a little bottle of like this gross green like liquid and she just like downs it and she's like makes a face and just
Okay.
like, and then she just belches out this like poisonous, like forceful like cloud. So I am casting, if I can hit both of
Okay.
them, I am going to cast, where is it? There it is. Mephitic Croak.
Oh my. Okay. So from yourself, we get a 15-foot cone that's going to emanate. Let's see here. A loud burp of acidic gas. I love stuff like this. Creatures in an area which means that yes, you actually could get both of them because they are back to back. Take 2d6 acidic damage plus 2d6 thunder damage, or half as much with a successful dex saving throw. A creature whose dexterity saving throw fails must also make successful constitution saving throw or be stunned and poisoned. Hey, now, this is a party. All right, so let's first see how they do with their dex. All right, here goes Harpy 1. And what is your AC? Or your DC?
Spell save DC is 13.
So she misses. Let's see what Harpy 2 gets. And she also missed. So both of them do not. So let's get this damage going.
Okay, so 2d6.
2d6 of acidic.
So, all right, so 2 points of acidic and
Okay.
5 points of thunder damage. So it's not necessarily the poison, it's it's just like the force from it.
Right. Okay, and then moving back to that, they have to do a constitution saving throw or be stunned and poisoned. Okay,
Yes.
so again, yours was a 13, right?
Mhm.
So one does not make it. Neither do two.
Oh.
Okay, so they are both, holy heck, stunned and poisoned
Woohoo.
Perfect.
Okay.
until
Yeah.
the start of your next turn. Okay,
Yeah.
good to know.
And then like Prin, I think afterwards starts making the cat hairball noise because this potion was extremely gross.
Oh, okay. All right. That now takes us to Kura. And Kura, you will see as your companions have managed to jump into action while you have been charmed for a slight little bit. These harpies are starting, the first one especially, the one who caused all the problems at the beginning, is not looking so fantastic. The other one, while not looking like they're too happy, still has some gleam in their eye, malice, if you will.
When they're stunned, are they able to make opportunity attacks?
Okay, when they are stunned, they are
can't remember.
incapacitated and cannot move. They cannot speak. It's impaired but not lost. They fail strength and dexterity saving throws, and attackers have advantage.
Okay, so they can still make opportunity attacks, I'm guessing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. In that case, I'm gonna stay away. I'm gonna stay back and take a page out of Ink's book and pull up my short bow. And so you just have a little mushroom folk on a pioneer's head with their arrow out, and the pioneer's gonna pull out their arrow. And first, I'm gonna cast hex on. I'm gonna cast hex on Harpy number 1.
Okay.
And then I'm going to use, that's a bonus action. And then I'm going to use my action to use, actually, no, they're stunned. So they won't be able to
They
react.
can't take actions or reactions, yeah.
Or reactions. Okay.
And
Oh, they
then
can't
you
take
get
actions or
advantage.
reactions. So that means I can get up to them anyway and attack. Okay, cool. Yeah, no. In that case, I'm not taking my short bow out. I'm going to take my quarterstaff and I'll run up to them and just slam my short bow into
Quick question, are you
quarterstaff.
keeping ink on your shoulder while this is happening?
Yes. I mean, how
Okay,
far
that
away
is
from them
going
are
to-
they? Because it depends, I guess.
You could get up to them, but if you have ink sitting on your shoulder, you're going to be at a disadvantage because you have someone else sitting on your shoulders and you cannot move as fluidly as you can normally as a monk because someone is sitting there.
I mean, that's a good point.
Can I potentially assist with that by like, you know how like you can, if you like, no.
In this case, no, not at all. When you have a monk that is going to be doing the motions the monk is going to be doing,
Yeah.
having someone on the person is going to impede their normal flow. So that would be at a disadvantage, yeah.
Okay, in that case, I'm just going to stick with a short bow because I just really like the idea of having ink on my head right now. I don't want it to get off. So I'm going to...
I understand that, but you also have another character literally on your person who would need to also stay on there, not get hurt, and everything along those lines.
Yeah.
Totally.
So I'm going to stay in my spot. I'm not going to use my quarterstaff. I'm going to use my short bow instead. And I'm going to cast Biting Arrow as I aim a shot at them and fire.
Let's see if it hits.
Let's see.
Okay, that will hit, absolutely. And you're aiming for Harpy 1, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
So that's 8 piercing damage and 1 necrotic.
Okay, so 9 total.
Yeah. And that harpy is coated with a veil of ice. See if they ever take a reaction. If they take a reaction, I think before the end of my turn, they take another d6 damage.
Okay.
Before the start of
Didn't
my
you
next turn.
catch? Is this part of Hex?
It's part of biting arrow.
Part of biting arrow. Is biting arrow another spell?
It's a cantrip. Yeah.
It's a cantrip. Okay, you can't do all of that together.
I can't.
Not if you're taking your action to fire your bow.
Oh no,
you've
firing my
already
bow is
cast
part
Hex.
of the spell. I have to fire my bow. Firing my bow is part of the action of biting arrow. As a part of an
Okay.
action, use. I can actually. Yeah, hold on.
Okay, so Hex is a bonus action then?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a bonus action.
So you're
this is
doing
an
this
action.
spell. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Nope, that's fine. You're good then.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now that I'm
so-
seeing the wording,
I
was
get it
like, I
now.
thought you were. I'm thinking this like, is this like Hunter's Mark? Okay. Nope. You're good to go.
Yeah, and that's the end of my turn.
Okay. So, just for that one, Harpy number 1 is definitely not looking good at all. She is beaten, bloodied, battered. Arrows are sticking out. Slash mark from a pike damage, not the fish. And because of their state that they are currently in, because this doesn't drop until the end of Prin's turn, correct?
Right.
They pretty much can't do much of anything. But they can try once again. They are both going to try and do. Actually, the one who's strong is going to try and do her song. So, wisdom saving throw from everyone.
Okay. Oh, I'm good.
Okay. 11 would have just made it too. 11 would have just made it. So you're good. Yeah. Yep. Okay. So luckily you managed to throw the haunting song of the second harpy. And that is pretty much all they can do because they cannot take actions or reactions, but that is a bonus action for them. Okay. So that now brings us back to Uki and Narla.
Cool. All right. Uki is sees the both of them. They're kind of close. Uki is gonna do what Uki does best, which is grow little fangs, and it's gonna try to like bite into the wings of this harpy. So they can't
Which
go,
one? One or two?
Two, because they were really putting a hurting on one, right? But
Yeah.
along the way, I'm also gonna go Narla, go, and then I'm gonna jump. And bite her, and then let Narla maybe do a ram something. Ram speed
Sure.
ahead.
Sure.
So Maw of Needles, casting at a first level. So you're gonna get. You have to succeed on a dexterity saving throw, which I don't know that you can do in your current state.
Yeah, I think they automatically
I
fail.
believe. Hold on. Let's see here. Refreshing my mind.
No, wait, let's see. For the duration.
No, they have disadvantage. They have a disadvantage on attack and ability checks because they're
Okay,
poisoned.
so I
So,
still have
this
to
would be
make
a
a spell
disadvantage.
attack bonus, so it'll be a 5 to this, so a 19 to hit.
That will hit,
Okay.
and then I have to do the dex save,
Dex
right?
save, which they did, surprisingly enough.
Well,
Oh,
no,
wait,
that's
aren't they
a
stunned?
disadvantage.
Oh. On a hit. Okay, so. Okay,
So
so,
it's
you still
disadvantage.
take the 2d6 damage. You just don't my
Wait, is it a dex save or which save? Is a dex save, right? So it's
yeah,
an
it
automatic
says
fail.
dex save.
Yeah.
Or
So
my
it's an automatic
spines
fail.
break
It's
off.
an automatic.
Oh.
No, it's an
Oh.
automatic fail
Even
because of the stun
better.
condition. Yep.
Even
I'm
better.
reading between
Okay,
the two.
so that was a bad. That's okay. 2d6 piercing, and my spines break off into your wings.
Okay.
Until the spell
so,
ends, you must succeed on a Constitution saving throw, or at the start of your turn, continue to take damage from the spines.
Oh God, I love how you pile these on. Okay, so it is 5 that we're getting from that.
Five from that round, yeah. And then on your next round, you have to make a con save or take more damage. And then
Okay.
for funsies, a 22 for Narla to ram speed. That
I love this goat.
1d4 plus 2, 6 points of damage from Narla.
Not bad.
Hell,
Well done,
yeah.
Narla, I love you. Okay, so you start seeing as Uki and Narla do their thing. Harpy too is starting to take on some damage as well, and even like the bashing of the ramming from Narla, it almost makes Harpy number 2 stagger a little bit as they bump into their companion, who staggers forward. And you can really see that Harpy number 1 is extremely weakened at this point. Harpy 2 is not looking too grand either. And that is everything for you. So now we're at Nipsey.
Nipsey jumps up in the air, pointing at Harpy number 2. As he's jumping up in the air, he goes back behind his back, and what comes out of his back, within his 2 arms, is a long pole with a battle axe on it, and he swipes down.
And this is 2 that we're going for, or 1?
Yes, for 2.
2. Okay.
So
that will absolutely hit with a 23.
Okay. Yeah.
Beautiful.
And so let's see what we get. 7.
So Nipsey, with your 7, what does it look like as you take out the first Harpy?
So he goes right for its neck,
Mm-hmm.
and he decapitates it, and he shears the head right from the neck, right off, and he says, "That kill was clean."
Yes. Yes, it was.
Right.
You all are so fun to DM for. Okay. Is there anything after? Yes, Zeta jokes of the day goes to Nipsey. Anything else that Nipsey would like to do in terms of you still have some movement left? Do you have any bonus action?
I do have a bonus action that I will hold. I will hold that bonus action.
Until?
Well, I'm not officially holding an action. I'm just not going to do anything.
Okay.
Right?
You're not going to do anything.
Yeah, Nipsey's done. He's got his dad joke in.
He's done. Okay. All right. So Nipsey's turn is closed. That brings us now to Ink.
Yes.
Still on Kura's shoulder with short bow drawn.
And it's 1 or 2 that Nipsey just eviscerated. Okay.
It's 1. One is just clean.
Okay.
Cleanly dead.
Clean up. Okay. So I'm gonna say, hey, your song sucks. And then I'm gonna fire arrow at Harpy number 2.
Okay.
I think so. With advantage, right?
Ooh,
Just
I'm gonna
hits.
use my advantage on this
But
one.
that just hits. Do you want to use
Oh,
that?
it
Even
does?
though it just hits. Yep.
No, okay, I'll keep it. Okay.
Okay. All right. So 5
5.
piercing.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. Anything else you'd like to do? Bonus action or movement to take?
I am gonna hop down off of Kura, and take my full movement, whatever I can get, towards the Harpy without like being in direct combat.
Okay, so you could skirt a little bit around, almost that you're standing the farther corner away from where they are positioned right now, closer to the east wall. See that corner in the main opening area where the stairs are
Yes.
positioned?
Mm-hmm.
You could go into that lower right-hand corner if you wanted to.
Yeah, that's what I'll do. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you can do that. That is everything for Ink, which takes us to Prin. Now, Prin, it is at the end of your turn where Harpy 2 has to do the Constitution save again, correct?
Yes. Or I think
Okay,
it's
so-
just over. I think it's just over.
Yeah.
Is it?
I mean, that's enough.
Let me just go in.
So that's,
Yeah, it's
think,
just
yeah,
over at the end.
it's
of
just
it,
over.
so-
Yeah.
Okay. All right, great. So it's done.
Yep. So Prince gets to
End of your
wipe her
turn.
mouth and just kind of cough and just point at the Harpy and just look at it's like, why don't you go have a lunch break? Go.
Okay. The assistant like shuffles off as far as they can get.
Mhm.
Not quite sure what a lunch break is supposed to be for them now, but you know.
When she sees the confusion, it's like, oh, bite it.
So you're sending it to bite the Harpy? Okay,
Yeah.
so the assistant will shuffle over towards the harpy, and if you want to get the attack
Yeah.
roll in there and see if we have damage included in that, depending on the hit.
We still have an advantage because they're stunned, right? Yes.
Yeah, it's at the end of your turn. So after this, then that all goes away for this particular harpy, and there's only the one
Oof.
left. That hits with a bite.
Okay, 2d6 plus 2.
Do it. Do it.
Let's see.
Do it.
Uh,
Bite it.
Nice.
Oh, that's
Bite
11
it.
points. 11
That's a
points.
chunky-
Ooh.
Yes.
Oh, because it's +2, right? Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes.
11 points, even better. Okay, I see you. So the assistant walks up, and it's similar to how a vampire might bite
Mhm.
their prey. However, it's a little less elegant. So like their jaw starts to open. It almost extends itself like a python, not like the disjointed. So the jaw opens up, and they go to bite on the shoulder of the harpy, and you actually hear the crunching of the clavicle and the breaking of the skin as the assistant is able to make contact and chomp, thinking it's
This-
lunchtime.
Yeah. This is the same
Okay.
harpy that Uki also bit. Is this the same
Uh-huh.
one? Oh no, this is the harpy.
Yep. So bite landed, and this harpy is now not looking great at all. So Kura, you now have ink off your shoulders.
Yep.
No longer there. Harpy 1 is in pieces. Has
God,
fallen to
oh.
pieces. And there's just this harpy number 2 left.
I
Keep
can't
in mind,
remember
though,
who I
no
casted
longer
Hex
under
on.
Harpy 1.
Was it Harpy 1. Okay, cool. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna use my bonus action to move Hex onto Harpy 2.
Okay.
I can do that whenever my original target
Yep.
dies.
Yep.
And I'm gonna
They're
rush.
dead.
I'm gonna rush over I'm gonna rush over to this Harpy 2 and I'm gonna thwack him around the head with my quarterstaff. So I dropped my short bow and pulled out my
Okay.
tree
There's
branch.
I see like this fluid movement happening.
Yeah. And I'm
Okay.
gonna just thwack it across the head. I
Okay.
think it's a normal roll, right?
Yeah. Just go in for the attack. That absolutely hits.
And hit. 4 damage with 2 necrotic as I whack them across the side of the head.
So-
and it's non-lethal, please.
What does this look like? Because with that hex, that was just enough to tip it into the doing away with it.
Ooh,
So
okay.
how does Kura do away with this harpy? And I'm guessing we're not incapacitating because you are decapitating at this point, or what's
No,
going on here?
I'm not decapitating it. I'm going non-lethal.
I'm saying
Kura
one's
is
already been.
always-
So
Yeah.
Kura is going to go in for this with intention to incapacitate.
Yes.
Well, not the official
Um,
incapacitate, like knock unconscious.
Knock them out. Yeah. So yeah, he's gonna when he swings, I think he's going for the head at first because that's just the best place to hit when you want to knock someone out. But I think he sees like all the bite marks and everything on them at this point. I think there's probably some arrows in there as well. And I tell you,
Oh,
he
so
kind of
it's not really
swings at one of the wounds that already are open and slams into it. So you get the force of the quarterstaff slamming into it.
Yeah.
Plus the
Okay,
necrotic
so-
seeping into it, so it's more of the pain that knocks it out than anything else.
So I think for flavor, absolutely, where the assistant just bit into the shoulder,
yeah,
could very easily land your quarterstaff right there too, compounding the injury that it actually causes the harpy to fall unconscious from the pain and the feeling of necrotic damage oozing into their open wound. So you see in this flurry of feathers as the wings fold in on themselves and almost wrap around the body of the harpy. The harpy is now on the ground and its head lolls to one side, staring at the face of its sister, whose head is facing towards them, but not attached to the other body.
yeah.
You are now out of combat. Initiative dropped.
You did it. Yata.
Well,
I,
that,
But remember, the one is still technically alive.
well, that
I'm gonna
was-
go up to it and I'm gonna say, "Boo! Bad job, bad job," and I'm gonna start searching it.
Okay, so you're going to explore the harpy's body.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then you can give me investigation.
Mm-hmm. What
Ooh, that was a really good roll.
wow.
Okay, so with investigation, you find on this harpy.
Oh, there are things to find.
Ooh.
You find lashed to her hip, basically on this sort of a strap almost. And this might explain why they were slower on the uptake. You find a bottle of brandy lashed to a bit of their belt.
In terms of harpies, what do we know? Like, to harpies, what do we know about harpies? Do they work for people? Why would they be here in these ruins? Like, can we suss out their intent? Or are they just hanging around drinking brandy and decided to attack us because we were in their hangout spot?
Well, I mean, that's a good point. From where you're standing, if you were to look at the room that you're in right now, as you had before, you realize it's not, you would know that harpies tend to have a nest, and there's no sign of a nest here in this area.
Interesting. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, then that's what Uki will say is like, where's the nest?
I mean, I suppose we can look around for it. Just give me a moment.
It might be high up.
Okay, so I just find the brandy, right?
Just a bit of brandy
Just the
because
brandy.
they're harpies. They don't really have too much on them.
Got it. I'm gonna take that for sure.
Okay. And if you decide to sell that, that is worth 75 gold pieces.
Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh, wow, good.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Good brandy.
Dang.
So one of my flaws is I am too enamored of ale, wine, other intoxicants. So I think I see the brandy, I'm like, that's good brandy. That's top shelf
That's
brandy.
the good stuff.
Okay, so, they came out of the tower? Is that what
They came out,
from?
if you look at where, at the map,
Oh, wait.
the map. So if you look at the map again,
Okay.
so you see how you have I have to refresh my screen.
This one.
You see how there's that almost hairpin-like shape at the top of the western wall?
Yes, here.
That room that is a square next to it.
Uh-huh.
They came out of that square room where the stairs lead up and there's like a balcony.
I see.
Yeah. So that room, the one you just wiggled your mouse through, that's the one that they came out of.
I am going to tie up the only living harpy. I'll tie their arms, legs, and wings in like the most annoying and difficult knots that I can think of. Like the kind of knots where if you struggle, it just gets tighter, that kind of stuff, that kind of deal.
Okay. So
Did we-
then,
Can I assist with that? Or
sure, if a couple of you want to help with tying up the unconscious harpy, you absolutely can do that. So at this point, you're just sort of securing the harpy. And yes, Nipsey?
Yeah, did we check the other harpy?
Just checked which harpy was it that you checked? The one that was
I checked the
fully
one that
incapacitated.
Kura left alive.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, you got that bottle of brandy. You did not check the other one yet though. No.
Then Nipsey would like to check the other one.
Okay. Go ahead. And
He's also going to be checking the cut that he made to make
so
sure
something you're looking
that
for with the cut?
No, just to either admire his handiwork or to critique whether or not it was a well-made cut. This is the first time he's intentionally killed something in a while, so he wanted to.
I just think Uki is gonna take Narla and ride up these stairs into I want to see what's at the top, like in that tower where they were chilling, or in this like room.
Okay. In the upper room.
Yeah, in the upper room.
Okay, so how about this? So if we have an investigation, so with Nipsey, with your investigation, you're able to see there's pretty much just wounds on it. You don't see anything hanging off the hip of a belt or anything like that from this particular harpy. And what we'll do is we'll have it where we're going to take a break for 10 minutes, folks. So we'll have it sort of play out where as everyone's sort of either restraining the unconscious harpy, making sure that they are very much bound. Are you going to gag the harpy?
Yes, I think, yeah.
Good.
Make sure the point to gag the harpy as well.
So as you bound and gag the surviving harpy by Kura's choice, you'd see Uki and Narla. I don't think they would actually use the stairs for flavor. Probably just like scale up the wall balcony area and hop up onto that and start trotting into that main room. Uki and Narla, as you get into this room, you see that this was what had once been sort of a tower to the Citadel, but all these various levels have started collapsing on top of each other. So you see, as you look up, there are various sections of what used to be floors that are now just boards sticking out of red stone walls. You even see where the roofs have collected in certain areas as the rubble falls further and further down. But in the level in which you're standing, you see on the floor this mix of the harpy's feathers and gnawed bones from various creatures, some of them humanoid in form. And it's just all over this floor. But you do see towards the back a trap door, even though there's a bit of sort of like dry rot that's happened on the floor around it in one section. So it's not like a perfect opening of a trap door. It's the trap door with a little bit of extra space, if you will. So you see that in this room upon entering. But you don't see anything that...
to the dirt? Like it would drop into the ground, or it would drop
closed,
into a lower level?
You would have to open it up to see. The door itself is closed, so you could probably open up the trap door itself to really look down. You might be able to peek through some of this wearing that has happened around the trap door. You're not close enough quite yet to suss that out, though.
Okay.
But you don't see a nest, but you do see evidence that the harpies have probably used this room in transition.
Okay.
Moving up and down.
So here is a thing that old Narla has, which is really great hearing as a cave goat. She actually has something called keen hearing. Can I like ride over to the door, and I get real close, and I'm like, all right, Narla, what do you hear? I'm gonna let Narla like go tune in to what might be happening on the other side to see if there's any danger.
Okay. So yeah, give me a perception check.
Okay. Advantage. Great.
With advantage, yep.
I should be able to do it. Well, she's not very wise, but, we can't all be perfect. 13.
Okay. So with a 13, Narla is able to just sort of like, it almost looks like as if she's about to faint.
What?
When you talk too much about the VOID.
Right.
So she stands like stock still, and you see her ears just twitching back and forth, almost like in different directions as she's listening in. And they kind of keep doing that. And then she kind of cocks her head and goes, nah, like, not like going alert or anything like that. Just sort of like, what am I supposed to be hearing?
So, was that a yes or a no? Okay, fine. And I'll take.
She
Narla,
basically doesn't. She doesn't pick up anything. Like there's nothing that she's. Yeah.
All right.
If you were hoping for another harpy or seeing if she would hear another harpy, she doesn't hear evidence of another harpy.
If there is anything down there, but yeah, like it'll like might tune in, but does it? Okay, great. I'll ride Narla back down the facade, like off the balcony, and let everybody know that there's a trap door upstairs.
A trap door?
Okay.
Narla says it's safe.
Well.
Oh, well, great.
Okay.
Trapdoors mean
That's
secrets.
a shirt.
So, yeah.
That's a shirt. Narla says it's safe.
Bah.
Bah. That would be good. Bah, and then in parentheses, Narla says it's safe.
Narla says
Okay, so for the sake of time, do you all go up to investigate what's happening with this trap door?
Oh, I'm going
Of
right to that
course,
trap
yes.
door.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So as you all go into this room, you would notice the same thing that Uki and Narla picked up, as well as this disgusting scent of decay and unclean animals and things of that nature. So if you go over, who would be checking out this trap door? Would you do it all together, or how would you be handling this?
Nipsey, of course, is looking around the room to assess its level of cleanliness.
Oh, Nipsey.
Oh no.
Oh,
Oh,
Nipsey. I'm tempted to say, give me a Constitution saving throw here. Give me just a straight up a con check. We're not going to do it a save, but a con check.
21.
21. Nipsey, you're able to bring yourself into control, but you have made a mental note for yourself that if you should come back out this way and all is in the clear, you're going to be spending some time cleaning this room because it's disgusting.
This is good for Nipsey. Nipsey developed a little bit of a bloodlust after cleaving off decapitating that Harpy. So seeing stuff to clean him is like, that's his happy place. That's his place of zen. And yeah, the bloodlust is starting to temper itself, which is, I think, good for his companions. I'll just say that.
Good to know. So that's the state of cleanliness.
Does the door
for
look
this-
locked?
No one's investigated the door.
I would like to.
Naughty.
Okay, so investigate the door.
I will help.
Okay, so then if you're getting help, you can do that with advantage.
Doesn't look like they need my help, to be honest.
16.
All right, yeah. So with the 16, it's not locked. There's, like I said before, there's some dry rot around it. It's not exactly as strong and hale as when it was originally built. Again, this building has been left to great neglect. But you could open up the trap door if you want to and look down. No
Yeah,
problem.
I'd like to do that. Definitely.
Do it.
Okay,
Do it.
so
Look
you
into
open up the trap.
darkness.
Look into the darkness, look down into the darkness, yeah. So yeah, you can look into the darkness, and I'm not even gonna have you roll for this because it's right there. You can see as you lift this that there is a rickety old spiral wooden staircase leading down to another level.
I like, as I'm looking down, like put my hand up. Creepy staircase. Creepy staircase.
Sounds like we're in the right place.
Yes. Oh, the exciting stuff is down below. So yes, let's go.
Okay, so
Let's go
how
fast.
do you go down this crickety old dilapidated staircase?
On the back of a
Feet
goat.
first. I'm gonna.
It's gonna rush down there. Yeah, she's just gonna.
I just dive down.
This is probably about 20 feet in terms of from the one level to the next. Okay.
Mhm.
Again, it doesn't look too secure anymore. So how do you want to handle everyone? You're going to go down at once. You're going to go one at a time. You're going to go 2 by 2. How do you want to go down the staircase? Because it's one of those tight spiral staircase maneuvers.
Ooh. Well, I'm already like in here, so I'll go down.
Okay.
And kind of like, we better be careful with this thing. Maybe one at a time. I'll shout when I get to the bottom.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Be careful.
Excellent. So Ink sort of does, and it's probably not a bad idea to let the wee one go down first and check everything out. Ink, you're able to get down, no problem using that staircase. You do notice that while it does look a little bit beaten up, you probably safe bet be 1 or 2 tops for people going down the staircase, especially
Okay.
when you start factoring in Nipsey with his metal build.
Mm-hmm.
So shouting up 1 at a time is good guidance to give to your
Yeah.
companions. Absolutely.
Okay, good.
Question is, will your companions listen?
That is a question. Yeah.
Hey, everyone,
Great
let's-
question.
With this
Let's all-
group, I have to ask.
Let's go down.
Narla
Everyone, let's
and
go
I
on the
count
stairs
as
and jump at the
one.
same time.
Yes, you and Narla would count as 1 due to your Darrow size and Narla's size. Absolutely,
Right.
you could count as 1.
So maybe Nipsey goes last.
Oh, 100% Nipsey
Okay.
was planning on going down.
Okay, so you have everyone go down the stairs, no problem. Nipsey, when you start making your way down the stairs, you do hear the occasional creaking and even sort of like the not full snapping of planks, but you can tell that you have stressed out the boards slightly by placing some weight down upon them, but nothing serious happens in your descent. And as you get into this main room, do you all have dark vision?
I
Because
do.
at this point,
I
most
do.
ambient light has been done away with.
Does
So you're going
everyone
into
have
a.
dark vision?
No,
Everyone's got dark vision?
No, I don't know that Nipsey has dark vision. He's a robot of sorts ish.
Gearforge. I'm trying to remember with Gearforge.
I'm a Darrow. I have superior dark vision.
I was gonna say you're
Ooh.
fine.
Wow.
Damn, fancy.
You're
live
moving into
for
your
the dark.
element.
This is yeah.
So I'm trying to remember. I can't remember off the top of my head for Gearforge if they don't.
I'm
think they
looking now.
do.
I don't think they do. You can take a
I don't think
feat.
they
Yeah.
do.
They don't. Yeah, no, they don't.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stay close,
So
Nipsey.
Nipsey would need some form of light to be able to see
Oh,
at this point.
I think
The rest of you are seeing in gray tones.
Oh, I think Prin, knowing that she probably can't see, will point at their one of the feather dusters and just like cast light on that.
Nice.
Beautiful. Okay, so you
Beautiful.
now have a source of light for Nipsey. So as Prin casts light for Nipsey on one of the feather dusters, I'm going to read this just because this is directly out of the campaign book. I like to read these little passages when I can because it gives you a little flavor for what you're going to be getting when you purchase this. The ground level chamber reeks of animal waste, sweat, and rotten meat. Bone and feathers lie strewn across the floor. Along the north side of the chamber, a wide stone staircase descends into the earth. The wall above the staircase is carved into a faux archway, decorated and interwoven with knots, axes, and fierce-looking owlbears, all in characteristic dwarven style. A stout door stands closed in the west wall. It was clearly made for defense, as it is fortified with the steel bands and large nail heads. So you're basically moving into the under terrain of the citadel now, and you have this entryway to move through and into it itself as you reach this. And this is basically where the harpies have been nesting. Hence all of this, collection of waste and dead bones or dead bodies and bones and everything like that. Carcasses, I should say. So as you're in here, what would you like to do?
Can we
Oh,
tell
go
if there are signs of more harpies?
You don't see anyone else in this nest. It's kind of hard to tell how many would have been living here, but chances are, since this is the nest itself,
Right.
you probably would have, encountered yet another one had there been another one here. Or if there are more, they aren't there right now.
Right. Okay. So the nest doesn't give away like that it's built for the size of the two that we saw.
It would fit the two comfortably. You could probably
Right.
squeeze in another if need be.
Okay.
But you also know that harpies aren't exactly the best of housekeepers or finicky about
Sure.
how well things are kept. It's not like they have lovely little bedrolls for each other. They would
Right.
probably sleep on top of each other if necessary, if it was a good place for, getting food and finding victims.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
Good to know.
Which we're going down.
Yeah, I just kind of want to dig around in here.
Okay, so you want to explore the harpy's nest?
Mm-hmm.
So didn't someone do a check on harpies before, correct?
Yeah, I think I made a check earlier on them, and
Yes.
we learned a few things. You said there's a lot of dead bodies. There's corpses here.
Carcasses and stuff, yeah.
Carcasses. So that's
Yep,
my question.
yep.
Do these seem humanoid or are these creatures?
It's a mix.
Ooh.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Uki sure does love the smell of dead bodies in the morning. For real, it's on my character sheet. So, okay. Does it seem like this is the only place, or that this underground area is being used as some kind of dumping ground, like a crypt of some kind? Like, are we walking
It
into a
loo-
crypt?
Well, if you're give me an investigation on this if this is what you're looking for.
Oh. Since I love
And-
I'm in the wrong roll 20. No wonder.
That's not going to work. And is anyone else
roll a
like someone else is
medicine?
searching through? You can roll a medicine, sure.
So-
I'll search through.
Yeah,
Is
I
anyone else
don't-
searching the nest itself?
No, I actually, I don't want to search the nest itself. I want to look at the corpses and see if any of them match the descriptions of Ichabod, Dugan, or the Red Heart.
Hey, yeah.
Okay, so very smart move. Investigation
So I rolled a
on your part.
16 on that medicine check.
16. Okay, so you can tell by looking at these various bodies and carcasses, the humanoid ones, they have, some of them have lacerations and puncture wounds and that type of thing that you could tell were made before death based on the way the wounds look. But you also see that there's bludgeoning damage that must have happened after death based upon the marks made by that. So something is going on here where these are being thrown down into the harpy's nest. So
Oh.
dumping ground, kind of.
Kinda, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
I look at Ink. If you're kind of like looking at the bodies, I kind of point those things out, like the CSI
Sure.
style. I pull off my sunglasses, and I kind of point out the body damages and the odd bits and bobs about that.
And Ink has a, my God, reaction. Okay, and Inkle get a 16 on that. For trying to identify some of these corpses.
Okay, and I'm gonna do a quick little check here. This is for my own personal thing as a DM. Chat, just let me know, because we're kind of dealing with some interesting descriptions right now, and I don't want to squidge anyone out. If I'm asking for an question mark, that's my way of asking, are you okay with what I'm about to discuss? Because we're going to start getting a little bit interesting here based upon what's happening here. I want to make sure everyone is comfortable. I don't want to squidge anyone out. I have means of discussing what's happening here without getting too detailed. I've kind of been toying around some of the descriptions in here. Like I said, you could run this as a high horror, and this is why. So it's looking like we're getting some response here. And if you are getting a little bit uncomfortable with this and you're not sure if you can handle this discussion of dead bodies and wounds and things like that, then I'd recommend that maybe take a break for a little bit. Maybe we'll see you next week. It can get rather interesting at this part of the module, I will say that. But like I said before, there's elements of high horror in this one. So Ink, as you are Stargate, I'm glad you're saying gore it up, but that's for you personally. I'm looking at the collective. So Ink, as you are looking over what has been pointed out to you by Uki, and as you're looking based upon the descriptions that Constable Roche gave you, you're not seeing any defining marks that would qualify for a halfling or for a half-elf person. You're not seeing that at all in what you're finding. No, are you finding anything that would connotate beyond facial features and whatnot, that it would also be these. You're not finding a notebook. You're not finding clothes that would hint to that one. At this point, what you're kind of seeing is most likely either fellow adventurers, based upon some of the things you're seeing, or possibly just travelers, like general travelers, peasants, even some bandits, but nothing that would shout that you have someone who is a traitor, or not traitor, trader, like Joe, or just basically summing it up. It's none of them.
If that's the case, then if I do come across anything that could be a personal identifier, I would like to take it with the intent to return it to the town in the event that they are looking for these people.
Okay. So safe to say, if you were to find LeVay, you'd probably find a records book, because she's in the mercantile business. So you can very easily, like that will say, if you find something of hers, should that be the case, you would be able to bring that back with you as evidence. For the halfling, the naturalist, you would find their journal entries, like a journal with entries and things about that. So you'd have two books basically.
Right. Sorry. I mean that I know I'm not finding anything here. I'm saying for these regular old adventurers, if I find anything like a piece of jewelry or something, I'll take it just to bring it back to the town, to the sheriff's office, in case people are looking for these people.
Then what I'd like you to do is to roll me a D6.
Gotcha. Okay.
And see if you find anything. All right, 2. Okay, so as you are going through this, you do find on the torso of one, pinned against a ripped and shredded cloak that has been bloodied, a gold and aquamarine pin. It actually has this lovely little pin with a finial top point up at the point of it to slide through, and it would have been used to keep the cloak closed, but basically the cloak and the person it had been on were pretty much put through the ringer, to put it kindly. So you could very easily remove that brooch and put it into your own satchel to take back with you and give it to the constable. Along with that, you find on a chain off of another corpse, this one slightly more intact, except that the face has been obliterated from a fall. You find a pendant of gold and amethyst. It almost has this diamond-like shape to it, and the amethyst has been cut in a pyramid-like shape.
Okay.
But you find those 2 items.
Great. And I'll just say, none of these are who we were looking for, but I bet someone's looking for them. So we can maybe still help a little.
Do they look intact?
Give yourself some inspiration for that one too, Ink. That was a great idea.
Thank you.
What did you say, Prin?
Oh, Ink, do they look intact? At least one. Or at least.
No, they look pretty smashed up.
Oh, shame. Prin's gonna sniff around. No, is there anything magic here?
Again, it's the same thing like I said before. This is almost like Prin is walking into a big old magic party that's about to happen.
Okay.
You don't see anything immediately in the room itself. You're getting like this residual feeling, but the air has this sizzle, has this feel that there is magic around you, that you are in a high magic area.
Okay. There's nothing magic here, but caution. There's a lot of it in the air, which means somewhere down here, there's bound to be some powerful ones.
Okay.
So
Exciting.
is this place ornate in any way? How is it adorned?
The ornateness is in the carving of that one archway.
Okay.
As I described before, it has a dwarven influence to it, with reliefs of owl bears, and let me scale back to where it was because I was scrolling in my PDF. So you have intricate knots, think like Celtic knots,
Right.
images of axes, and fierce-looking owl bears, and dwarven style characteristics.
So Nipsey is there, right? Nipsey is there with his feather duster hanging from his bowler hat. He's kind of fashioned like a dangle. There's that like goofy fish with the light that's hanging out in front of it, so it's almost coal miner-ish. And he's got another feather duster dusting off all of the different carvings that he sees. So he's not only doing it to clean it, but he's also doing it so that he can see what's there to potentially kind of intuit if there is any kind of messaging in the carvings.
Okay. History, or for your case with being a fighter, let's do a history.
Okay.
All right. Basically, you can see with an 8, you can see that this is beautifully carved. This is definitely, dwarves are known for their intricate stonework. This is definitely stonework done by dwarves, based upon what you're saying. But you're not picking up anything beyond the fact that they're just using images that harken to their usual go-tos, if you will, for design and artwork.
No, we were please forgive me if I'm wrong. We were told that their family used to own this citadel, right? Were they dwarven?
The Holzinger family?
Yes, that's them.
You didn't hear anyone say that the Holzingers were dwarves.
But they, okay.
No one really specified.
Okay.
Can we tell from the name? Like, is it a dwarven name?
Oh.
The whole thing is.
Give me again, we'll go with a history check.
Okay.
See if that's something you might know off the top of your head from studying your history.
No.
Ookie, you're not sure. You don't really pay attention to the names
when our parents feed us to goats.
Exactly. You pick up names when you need to remember to call a person something because they owe you.
Yeah, exactly. I call them what I want. Yeah.
Then they just take it. So you wouldn't be able to with that one. And if anyone else wants to figure out based off of the name Holzinger.
Oh well, yeah.
I will. I'll try.
Also, great roll. You got a 420.
Yeah. Nice. Well done.
Not great for the
19.
game, just great for God.
Ooh.
Right.
Okay.
Hey, look at
So-
those rolls.
Those are actually lovely history rolls. So with those rolls, especially if the two of you are discussing it together for Prin and Kura, you would be able to tell it's like, well, it's not really a dwarven name by standard. It actually kind of leans more just towards, the families of the Midgardian area in general. So chances are they're most likely human. Maybe there might be some elf mixed in there because, in the history and everything like that. But no, it doesn't strike you, Holzinger, as a dwarvish name.
Okay.
Interesting.
Interesting. So, wonder why. I mean, I suppose they could easily just hired dwarves to build this. Dwarves are
Yes.
very good with stonework.
Or it could be layers of inhabitants, and maybe this Holzinger was for this particular area. Who knows, though? It's unusual.
Could be that whoever built this place hasn't seen it in a long time. And instead it's been owned by someone who goes by Gellert, the gruesome.
Oh yeah.
Or
You do remember that name.
they're still here. And I kind of look at my eyes cut to Prin like,
Could be that, wizards are not immune to changing their names, so it could be family. Who knows? There's a lot of different ideas that could be happening.
I say we proceed with caution.
Yeah.
Which
But
I don't
definitely
ever
proceed.
say.
Okay.
There's only one way in and out of this place, right? The stairway up and the archway.
Based upon what you've seen so far, yes.
All right. Well,
I have cleaned the way through the archway.
If we proceed, do you mind if I go first? I can at least detect any sort of like magic is our main concern, I think, at this point.
No complaints.
Okay, so you're going to try and open up this door?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Go
then,
further.
I like
anybody
this
got
plan.
mage hand? Yeah,
Right.
where's mage hand when you need it?
Okay, that will require a strength athletics check. The DC 15.
I can assist if
Okay.
I think Prin knows what her strengths are, and she'll look at her and say, why don't you help Nipsey here?
very well. And
That was
I've got advantage.
yeah.
Okay.
We just want to open the door.
Right.
You said over the door. Okay, so with a 10, the door the first time when you go to try it, Nipsey, it doesn't budge. You can tell that this is almost like wedged into place. One of those things, like how when houses shift, sometimes it's harder to open
Right.
that door because the door jamb is now resting. It's kind of the same syndrome that's happening here, except it's stone on wood. So you realize to put a little bit more shoulder into it, and what you do second time around with that 18, you're able to finally open that door and go into the entry of the first level of the Scarlet Citadel, which means that we get to look into another map. We're moving into another cool map that you'll be getting with this one. Ooh. So you've basically made your way into the entry hall. And again, there's some... So let's see here. So you're basically going down these stairs from the door, and it's another 25 feet down, but these are stone stairs. You don't have to worry about the ricketiness like you did with the wooden ones. And when you get to the bottom, again, you're seeing more of these bones that are strewn about. Clearly, this is a place, Nipsey, you would make like the ability to clean this place and make a ton of money off of it if you wanted to, provided someone was willing to pay. This is basically, if you were to look over these bones again and investigate it, this is almost like where the Harpies go from their dumping ground, like when they get the bodies, to additional dumping ground. Like this is where they toss things when they're done.
Where they dispose of them. Okay.
Yes. So it's instead of the bodies, it's bones, essentially is what's happening here at this level. However, once you all get down there, I would love a wisdom perception check, please. Would be fantastic.
Yeah, so Nipsey's looking around. If you're looking through Nipsey's eyes right now, all you see are like prices of the cleaning services. So you like see the corner and it's like 3 silver pieces, and then you see another corner and it's like 8 silver pieces, and there's like a collection of bones that are all kind of messed up, and that's like 23 silvers. And so he's just looking around right now, calculating costs.
Okay, so as you take a look quickly, as you get to this landing, I'm going to do this as a collective check, which is good. You would notice who would have gone down the stairs first, do you think, in this case?
This is Prin, right?
Yeah, I think Prin.
Prin,
Yeah.
and
So
I think I
Prin-
would stay close too.
Okay, so print and ink together, especially the two of your checks there put together, you would see, and you would actually, I could see you motioning to your companions behind you on the stairs. There's a tripwire that has actually been rigged across the very bottom here, where if you had not been careful, someone could have activated that unintentionally. So, do you warn your companions about this?
Absolutely.
Oh yes.
Absolutely.
There's
Okay.
a trap.
It's a mundane trap.
Okay.
It's a string.
See it.
Mundane string trap.
Mon-
All right.
Mundane strength trap that would have shot some lovely bolts towards you.
All
So, luckily, with your collective check, you were able to avoid this particular simple tripwire trap. And you step over and you find yourself in this room. And again, chamber contains a table and chair positioned as a desk, as if for conducting interviews or inspecting visitors. Resting on the table are a battered shield, a blood streak and rusted sword, and a half dozen candle stubs. A door to your left is left slightly ajar. A much heavier door with a small barred window stands closed on the north wall. What would you like to do? So this is sort of like, this must be sort of like the intake room, if you will, for whatever this area is used for, was once used for, though it's safe to say more likely once used for, considering the debris that's been collected.
Nipsey would like to investigate the shield,
Okay.
even though it's
Let's see what
battered.
Nipsey gets. Okay. It's a battered old shield. You know, it's probably been there for quite a while, quite frankly.
Okay.
Huh.
Can Nipsey pick it up? He would
You can pick it up?
he would like to pick it up. A shield makes a great dustpan. So he would,
This is probably the perfect shield for a dustpan because, quite
All right.
frankly, you go to pick it up and the leather wrap that's on the back of it sort of disengages from having not been used in so long.
Oh, okay,
so you literally
perfect.
just have the shield,
right.
but no
okay.
means to hold it as a shield unless you hold it with both hands.
There we go. Perfect.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Does anyone want candle stubs or a blood streak, very rusted sword? Probably do more damage to the bearer than to the recipient.
I would like to see that sword, please.
Okay, you can look at the sword, and it's not really a functioning sword anymore. Its blade has been rusted over, so it's not going to cut. It'll probably do more bludgeoning-like damage than anything. It's definitely not as good as your own weapons.
Okay. No, then no.
Then no. Okay, yes, it's not. This ain't better.
I'm fine.
Okay.
I have a tree branch. That's what I really need.
You have a tree bench, so I have my tree
alright.
bench. Okay, so like I said before, there is a door that is left slightly ajar, and then there's this other larger one that is barred windows and closed at the north wall. There's really not much else in this room.
Because it doesn't look like there's much here.
So yeah, Nipsey's gonna go to the barred door and check the integrity of the bars themselves. So give it a
Dot, did you have a question? Sorry.
No, I should go over and check out. Aren't those supposed to keep something in?
or to prevent us from getting out.
But the bars are on our side.
I don't know how bars work.
Right? Are these like? I guess I meant because that's so funny. Because like if the bars are on ours, she's clearly trying. You know what? And I
Barred
just want,
like the window. The window isn't made of glass. Barred like there are bars stacked across.
Okay.
Oh.
I
Across the
thought it
door?
was like barred, meaning it had
Not
like a,
Yes.
not
okay.
get up and bar the door. It
Got
is
it.
a window with bars.
Oh,
Oh,
interesting.
Okay.
That is different.
Yeah.
Then I don't say any of that.
All right.
Okay.
So strength check on those bars.
Yep.
All
Mhm.
right. All right. Yeah. So you know the problem with Nipsey is he at one point he was human, but now he's like, you know, like he's more machine than man. twisted and evil. But he's shout
More
out to Star
human than
Wars.
human.
Yes. Then, but like, so when he's going to try to grab things, the first time he does things, he doesn't use all of his strength or the appropriate amount of strength, because the last time he like just used his strength for a thing, he like mutilated things. So he tries not to use all of his strength at first, and that's why he wound up with an 8.
Okay, yeah, this door, it isn't budging, and you can tell that this door just, it isn't budging, even with like an extra little jiggle of the handle.
Right.
This is something that is either wedged quite well or will definitely require some lock picking of some sort or another.
Yeah.
And there's also the other door. There's also the other door too that is open essentially. Like they're like, "Nyeh." If you wanted to also check that one.
Can I silently peek?
If you want to sneak a peek, you can sneak a peek.
Sneak a peek, just sneak it, because I can see in the dark. So maybe if it just
that's
without
right.
giving light and things away. I guess I should roll a stealth on that.
Yeah, give me a stealth check on that one.
I'm gonna re-roll that with the last advantage I have.
Right.
Oh,
No!
I mean, you guys can help.
Oh
them
no!
No.
Just
The
meant
door.
to be.
The dice are disturbing on them. Yeah, so with that, the door will creak, and it actually swings open all the way because it is barely on its hinges. So just by trying to ooch the door slightly, it swings on its own. And now you have this door fully open, and it almost leaves this slight echoing sound because of how loud that squeaking door
Narla.
was.
It's about touching things. I look back to Ink, who is very clearly gonna pick the other door.
And like lockpicks out, like
Right.
So, while Nipsey was investigating the one door and Uki went for the other door, do you still want to try and pursue the locked door or see what's going on with the wide
I think
open
I
door?
would actually. I would like to still try it.
Okay, so you can still try to pick the lock on this door.
What is that slide? Is that
Are you? Do you have thieves' tools?
I do. I'm proficient in that.
And you're proficient. Okay, then that would be sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand it is. Okay.
Okay. So you go to pick this lock, and it opens. No issue there.
Yeah. All right. And I'll kind of try to see if the door itself comes open.
Yep, it opens up, and similar thing. It also makes a large, loud creaking sound as it swings open, because this door has definitely not been open in quite a while. There's actually like dust that sort of falls as a result of being moved.
Well, sorry.
If they didn't know we were here, they do now.
Yeah.
Narla, what did I tell you about
Now-
touching doors?
So you're in this little like, elongated rectangular room.
Okay.
Now you have two doors open. So one is opening towards one area. A little bit of light might be playing through at this point from that spot. The other one is also opened, and not so much light is showing through there.
Let's go through the one with light. I feel like it'll
Okay.
be easier, at least, on Nipsey, if there is anything
Okay.
on the other side of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, do you all agree to follow Kura's suggestion?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Okay. So you follow Kura as they start to walk towards the very creaky, wide open door. And as you walk in, you will see a 30-foot diameter chamber. And it's a horrid sight. Now, I'm going to pause here. If you are squidgy, I'm going to say you probably want to either maybe listen a little bit and decide if you need to mute and just watch us. And if we start laughing, then you know it's okay. But I'm telling you, this is an interesting dungeon crawl. Chains draped from the ceiling, each with large meat hooks at the end. 6 of the chains have bodies hanging from them, all in stages of decay, indicating they've been dead for weeks to months. The The stench of death is thick in the chamber. The largest, nastiest looking hook hangs motionless above a 5-foot hole in the floor that drops into blackness. Something is lashed to the hook. A pair of lacerated human hands gnawed off at the wrists. The chain extends through a pulley attached to the ceiling and back down to a winch with hundreds of feet of chains spooled around it. So basically you have all of these chains that are dangling from the ceiling. You could tell by looking at these chains, their function is basically to hold up corpses, as you can see with the 6 that are on chains right now. And this is an oubliette. So it's this perfect circle of a room with another perfect circle in the center of the room.
And that goes into darkness?
The circle itself goes deep into dark. No, well, it goes into darkness.
And there's a chain
dark.
dangling into it?
There's a chain dangling above it, showing that it could go down into it. And evidence of the 2 hands that are sort of attached.
Okay.
Yeah.
I turn around with a big smile on my face. So what say one of us check out what's down in the bottom of the big the VOD?
Yes.
So, question. I'm gonna make a big inference that it's something absolutely terrible if the bodies go down there after several weeks of fermentation. Because I don't really know of anything nice that you would feed that to.
No, you'd feed it to something that is hungry.
Maybe
I kind of want to know.
Me too. Thank you. I turned to Bryn.
Yeah.
I gotta know what's down there. Narla, how are you hanging on to hooks? Look, I guess what I'm saying is it's not the first time I've been down into the black void. I'll do it again.
Yes.
I'll ride that hook to the bottom. As long as you reel me back up.
Oh gosh.
Okay.
Well, if you're volunteering,
I'm
I
just
guess.
saying we could learn a lot about what's in this place, or we could just ignore all these bodies on hooks.
Or you could look down there first. You know, you could just look down.
If I look,
downwards.
what do I see? Is it like magic darkness?
Okay. So we have the intention of you want to look down the hole in the center of the
Before I
hook.
Yeah.
go in the hole.
Yeah, I think
We'll
we're
go in the hole.
we'll both
Look
play
at
really
all
look
the
down.
hooks and okay.
I'll just take a glance first.
All right. So let's see if y'all can make it, because there's chains dangling everywhere. With these 6 bodies as well. So I'd like you all to give me an acrobatics check here, because you're trying to weave through these chains and not get caught by these hooks.
Can I also these 6 bodies? Can I unhook them and let them rest? Just set them down on the ground in a less humiliating fashion. Yeah.
Okay. So since you're being intentional about wanting to take the bodies off the hook.
Yeah.
I watch intently as you remove the bodies from the hooks.
There we go. As you remove these bodies from the hooks, let's go with that phrase. Everyone else, if you're trying to get towards the opening in the center of the room, then yes, I'll need an acrobatics check from you. For Kura, this is something you should be able to do just from your height alone type of situation.
Yeah. And
you're able to put these bodies on the ground. So let's see here. Ink, you're also participating in checking in the hole as well?
So actually, I was going to try to get closer, not to look down the hole, because that part doesn't really interest me. I'm actually going to be trying to look at these corpses again, and same as before, seeing if I recognize them according to the descriptions.
Okay, then in that case, you can give me an investigation check as Kura lies them onto the ground. All right. Similar situation for you, Ink. You see that these have been long dead, probably even longer than the distance.
These people have been missing.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. This is not just a week of missing. This is months.
Gotcha.
That they have been in this condition. So that would sort of answer it for you. For the rest of you, let's get a let's get some perception checks going now.
So yeah, so Nipsey's goal was not to look down the hole with the rest of his friends,
Okay.
but to hold them in case whatever is down there is goes to grab them.
Okay.
They may not
Yes.
exist, but he's seen a bunch of horror films, so he knows how this works.
Yuki and Fred
Horror,
are
Really?
on it.
Traveling
Well,
theater.
yeah, so-
Horror
I think it's-
films.
I think it's
Right.
traveling
Well,
theater, you mean?
the thing is that Nipsey used to live with vampires, right? He was a servant of the vampires,
Mhm.
so he
Mhm.
knows how they attract things. They
Fair.
do things in a very kind of dramatic way because they get bored, so they enjoy doing sprucing it up a little. So this would be the perfect type of trap for them, for a curious type of creature to look down into
Sure.
a hole.
Okay, so you were able to then Nipsey with Uki, Narla, and Prin looking. Yes, the two of you are yes. Again. Okay, we have the two who want to look into the opening.
Yes.
Yeah, we
Yes.
want to look into the abyss, man.
This is what we
So-
Why did
what we
come
love.
this
We love
far?
this.
Yeah.
Very much Nipsey, you'd sort of like not pulling tightly at the collars, but I could see you sort of like gripping the backs of their
Correct.
clothing should a yoink be necessary.
Yes, correct.
Perception from everyone.
I rolled
So we already have
21.
21, 23. Okay, so
And I have superior dark vision, which is 120 feet.
even
Nice.
better. Okay, so as you peer over the edge, right away you realize your error in judgment by peering over, for you start to hear this scraping noise further down the shaft of this opening. Something is on the move and something is coming up this opening. At the same time, Kura and Ink, you realize that you're hearing shuffling sounds, and as you turn and look at the first body that was taken off the first hook, starts to
damn
sit
it.
up and move, that these bodies may not be as dead as one might think. In fact, you're realizing that the other 5 are also showing signs of motion. Essentially, you have 6 zombies activated from these hooks. Remember, I didn't write this part.
That's not very
Sure,
great.
I say
Yeah.
quickly as I draw my sword sword, I say, Kura, they're not alive. They are not alive.
I think Kura's like Joseph quarterstaff and is like, no, I know this. It does not go with the circle of life.
Okay, good.
Okay, so you have these 6 zombies. That's why when you said you take all 6 bodies down, I said all 6 because it specifies when you touch these bodies, it causes them to reactivate, if you will. It's like jostling the zombie awake. Meanwhile, by looking down into this hole, you have awakened, or you have
We have
alerted, I
done
should
all the
say.
things.
You
Congratulations.
have done all the things at
Everything.
once.
Achievement
We
Congratulations.
unlocked.
chose
Yeah.
every door.
Right.
Okay. Number 3. Okay, so we have a little bot time on that one. Let's see. Let's get some initiative going.
All right.
Okay. Oh, man.
Wow.
Oh.
Another nat one from my initiative. What is going on?
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh boy.
Oh,
Oh boy.
I know what
Let's-
it's like to
let's take a
stare
look
into the
what's happening
void.
here.
I know what's on the other side.
yes.
You can't surprise me.
Let's see.
Actually, that's
here.
not true. This is gonna probably be really bad.
It's gonna be cool though. Whatever it is.
Who am I saying someone for initiative?
Ink, I think.
Ink. Yeah. Okay. Ink the 9.
You could have saved that.
2. Let's see here. Oh, okay. So we have that one, and then bear with me, folks. I'm juggling windows now. Doodle-doodle-doo. Getteth over here. And if you hear frogs, that is not background noise in the game. That is background noise in my house.
Wait,
Alrighty.
Well, it
Are you
still
rolling a
works.
d6?
No, not a 1d6.
Yeah,
I'm sorry
I
about
don't know
that.
if
Forgot
like,
to change the
I'll roll that
d6.
1d6.
Thank you. Thank you. So we're gonna do that one.
Oh
Whoa.
no.
I regret.
No, the
Oh,
D6.
no.
D6.
Well, at least that 20's out of the way. That 20 is.
I
Yeah.
Right.
Better dex.
Exactly. That's where you
Y'all know
want
it's
the.
bad.
Okay.
when
Well,
I-
hey,
well,
it's
There we go.
Oh,
That's
boy.
so bad.
there we go. One of them got a. One of them.
I
You're
think
not sure which
I think
one.
I bought those dice for like $4.
That is.
I love that too much. All right, so this is going to be our marching orders then. We have Uki starting us off with that 22. Then we shift over to, or actually, no, I take it back. We have the question mark that will be going when it's their time. That'll go before Uki. So with round 1, Uki will start us off. Then we have Prin following up with a 16, shifting over to Nipsey with a 10. Then we move on to Ink with a 9, Kura with a 4, and the zombies go last with their 2, or their 1 rather, in
Okay.
initiative order. So, Uki, we're going to start with you because what lies beneath cannot get up here in time to start things off. What would you like to do?
Oh my. Well, the first thing I'm gonna do is see if Narla can't ram one of these undead in the hole.
You
That
can't
is
see anything coming from the hole yet.
no. The
You hear.
zombies.
Oh, the zombies. Okay,
I want to
okay,
knock one of the
okay.
zombies in the hole.
Oh, it's golf.
Uh,
Playing putt with a goat.
basically, come on, Narla. Roll. Here we go. A 13 to hit.
13 to hit will do absolutely
Okay.
hit one of these zombies.
Okay, great.
Okay.
That means that was unfortunate. That's 3 points of damage. Excuse me.
Okay.
Yeah, that's Narla's turn. So whichever one's
Okay.
closest, my goal is to like back it up towards the hole.
So
Sorry, I
As-
clicked the button there. Okay.
as Narla makes contact with the first zombie, it does like its stagger thing, and it kind of, it's not quite yet in the hole, but you can see that she could, if she wanted to, keep ramming into them
Great.
and making some progress with it, but it's not something where it's going to push it over the edge quite yet.
Great. Oh, this is okay. Yes, I am now gonna cast Protection from Good and Evil on myself. Boop.
Okay.
This round. And since it's a free action, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and I reach down on the ground and I scoop up like a bunch of mismatched bones and teeth and toes and stuff. And I cast Magic Stone on them for my sling. Yeah, because I can do that for free. So I'll prep that for next round. Ding.
Okey-dokey. Sounds good. Okay, that now takes us to Prin.
All right. All right. Where is it? There we go. All right. First, Prin's going to whistle to the assistant and point at the zombies and just attack those. And she'll go to a different one, I think, than y'all is trying to punch into the.
Fair.
All right, and then the closest one. All right, we'll do that. So it's
Yeah,
going
and you
to.
can, for sake of speed on this one, I'm treating these as a group. So
Okay.
just say you attack a zombie.
Yep,
That's all
attack
you need to
zombie.
say.
Yep.
Okay.
So it's gonna
So you're both
claw.
attacking a zombie.
Mhm.
Okay.
Oh,
All right.
didn't do it. Okay.
Hold on a second.
Oh, there we go. Oh, okay, that
Okay.
first one. Okay, just the first
Oh,
one.
absolutely will hit. Okay, so we get claws go in from the ghoul, from the assistant, and it will make contact with one of the zombies. What's the damage on that one?
All right, it's 2d4 plus 2. All right, 2d4. So it's 7 points of damage. It's just like clawing at it.
Excellent. Okay. So the assistant is able to get some decent damage in there, absolutely, and you can see that it is definitely, it's got the attention of one of the zombies at least.
Yeah.
And you're gonna go after another one, correct?
Yep. And so Prin is going to cast, where is it? Writhing arms. And so her arms change into like writhing shadowy tendrils, and she's gonna attack another one.
Okay.
So that is going to be 1d10. So it's just my spell attack.
Okay.
Is it spell attack 5? 16.
Will hit. Okay. That hits.
All right, and
We have the necrotic damage.
7.
7.
And let me just double check. Writhing arms. That means I can grapple one of them.
Okay. So with the damage you do with the necrotic, you are actually able to. We're going to play this one because I don't like it when a spell kind of gets divided and you can't use the full effect of this one.
Mhm.
So between you and the assistant and Narla, one of the zombies goes down.
Okay.
So you are then able to grapple another one, provided they make that dex save.
Mhm.
So let's see. That's what's your? It's 13.
13. Yes.
Okay, so let's see here. Doodly-doodly-doo. They do not make it. So that you have one of them grappled.
Sweet. So like, yeah, one of the tentacles just kind of like trying to keep one at. It helps kill one, and then keeps the other one kind of like at bay a little bit while it's kind of like snapping and like trying to bite us.
Okay. All right, that'll work. Okay. Is there anything else that you can do between you and the assistant? Or are we good there?
We're good.
We're good. Moving on then to Nipsey. It is your turn. We
Oh,
now
wow,
have
alright.
5 zombies.
Mhm.
And you have seen your companions are starting to already go on the attack with the zombies. You have heard something coming up that shaft, but however, nothing has appeared yet that you could do anything with
Nothing has appeared. Okay, well then,
yet.
then yeah, Nipsey's gonna take his pike and try and just use it to stab one of the zombies or zombies.
Okay.
Let's see. So a 22 to hit. Will that hit?
Okay. 22 will absolutely hit.
All right. And so did it add my
I just need to
5
quick
plus
do con
2?
check.
Yeah, it did.
Oh, yeah,
It
it's
did.
down.
All right.
All right. I
So,
just checked. I forgot I do a Constitution saving throw for that first zombie. It's not getting back up.
okay. All right. So yeah, so we've done 7 points of damage. So he knows the undead, and he knows one thing that Nipsey knows about the undead is that you need to stay away from them. He's not sure exactly what these undead can do, but he knows that if undead get close to you, they do bad things. So he is trying to stab these away. Right? So
Okay.
he is, yeah. So he's like, clean the garbage. And he's stabbing. So 7 points of damage.
7 points of damage.
Of piercing damage.
Piercing damage. Okay. All right,
These
great.
bloodless undead zombies. Let's see. So I do have I have a second attack that I can take, but I'm going to save it.
That's fine.
Yeah. So no.
Not a problem
Nothing else.
at all. Okay. Doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop. That then takes us to ink.
Okay. So I'm gonna go for whatever zombie is the closest to me.
Sure, that's fine.
Yeah.
Like I'm for the sake of time, I'm squishing these together as a group.
Gotcha. Okay.
So just say you're attacking a zombie and we're good.
Yep. Attacking zombie. Rapier this time.
That'll hit.
17. For 11. So I hear we can't see the thing yet. right?
No.
The thing
you
coming up.
hear in the distance. You can hear it, but you can't see anything.
Can't see it yet. Okay.
Yeah.
Then that will be my turn.
Okay. And you're staying on top of the zombie. You're not gonna shift back or anything like that.
No, I'm gonna
Just
stay.
Okay. Good to know. Then that takes us to Kura. Oh, that's a good point. Did you want to use your sneak attack?
Is somebody else in? Oh, because they're in
I
a
would
group.
be.
Okay, yeah.
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 Like we're talking like, what is it? Dawn of the Dead. I don't watch zombie movies, so I can't give you very good references. Shaun of the Dead's another one, right? Shaun of the Dead is another
Shaun
zombie.
of the
Okay,
Dead,
so
yes.
one of the Deads.
A great
It's
zombie
like
movie.
the scenes where they're like
Yes.
in the groups, and that's kind of what they've done. They collected together and they're walking towards you.
Yeah. So an extra 7.
Okay. Ooh, lovely. So with that one, another zombie. I'm ooching the rules here a little bit, folks. Another zombie is down. Okay. Lovely. So that leaves you now. You have 4 zombies left with 1 restrained, or 1 grappled, I should say. Anything else that's it for Ink then officially? Yes.
Yep.
So now it's Cora.
Okay. I'm gonna go to the one that's, if something's grappled, do I get advantage on attacking, or is it just the same?
I believe
remember.
you should.
Hang on. Okay.
No, you don't.
No. Okay. In that case, I'm just gonna attack any old zombie because since it doesn't really matter. I'm gonna cast Hoarfrost on my Cherry Blossom Tree Branch, and just slam one of these zombies.
Yeah.
Go for it. That hits.
Oh, okay. Ooh. And that is 9 bludgeoning damage and 3 cold damage.
So it's 12 total.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you can see you're taking some more oomph out of these zombies with your attacks. That now brings us up to the zombies themselves. One of them will not be able to really do anything because of their grappled state. Yeah, they really can't do anything. So one will not do anything, but the other 3 will go on the attack. So Kura, you're going to have 1 zombie go for you and attempt to slam you and gets a 14.
That does not hit.
Okay. Oh, okay. Can you let me know when somebody hits and if I'm within 5 feet of the person that hits?
Okay.
Okay. Did you move away? You moved to go and stab the group, correct? Then yes,
Correct.
this
Then
hits and someone is within 5 feet of you.
Okay.
But yeah, no, it doesn't
Well,
hit.
no. Yeah, it doesn't hit though.
Yeah, I'm a class of 16, so I'm good.
Okay, so then we are good. And the other one will go for Nipsey. Again, they're going to try and slam with a 16. Does that connect?
No, it misses.
Lovely. Well, we are dealing with zombies. And then the last one is going to go for Ink. And that is luckily not a nat, but that is a 20. 20 does connect. So that does mean for Nipsey, someone does get an attack in. They are within 5 feet.
I have a thing called protection. When a creature, can I post this anywhere? There we go. When a creature you see attacks a target other than you within 5 feet, you can use your reaction to impose disadvantage on the attack roll.
Perfect. So then would a 12 hit?
No.
Okay. So
heck yeah, Nipsey.
There you go, Nipsey. Good call. So it goes wide as well. And that brings us to the second round. And we are not quite yet seeing what is coming up from the shaft itself, but its sound is getting louder. It is that deep.
Oh.
20 feet. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That's a good
So it's like you can hear if you ever have mice in your house in the walls.
It's like coming. Does it sound like that many feet?
It's that screeching sound at this point that you're hearing echoing, and it's faint, but it's enough that you can pick up on it.
Cool.
Skittering.
Yeah.
Cool. Do you know what we need?
Is brandy flammable? It's just a question.
Oh
I
yeah.
have this brandy.
5 gold worth of it better be.
You gonna Molotov this?
It's just a thought I had. I don't know.
Um,
I've always wanted a Molotov in D&D. I've never had a chance to.
Okay. I don't have a spell called Giant Stopper. So, I guess what I will do is we should get rid of these zombies before whatever comes. Wait, all these zombies, are they falling down the hole?
Not yet.
Okay.
They're
I'd
falling
like
where they
to
fall.
lose my turn. I use my turn to start pushing zombies down. I'm going to try to slow whatever is coming
Okay.
up this hole.
Okay, I will give you one of the zombies to push down the hole
Great.
for your turn.
I use my turn to push it, and then Narla will ram.
So Narla
would ram speed at 9.
would ram.
That was
Okay.
it.
Okay. So we already know what Uki. It's your turn right now. So Uki, you are able to push one of the bodies down into.
Yeah, I push it down in the hole.
Oh, this image. Push it down. So you're able to push one of the bodies down, and Narla's gonna go on the attack to ram. Unfortunately, she misses.
That's okay. Come on, Narla.
Oh wait, no, she doesn't. No, she doesn't. No, she actually does connect.
Oh,
Take it back.
really?
Take it back. I was looking at the wrong stat. Yeah, I was looking at the other stat block.
Even
So
better.
that connects.
Okay, so she does her lovely little D4. So another 3 points of ram damage.
Okay. Okay. So with that, quickly here, checking something. So yeah, with that ram and the extra damage that she just added into it, she manages to ram one of the upright zombies down into
Yes.
the hole after your felled body into the hole.
I love you, Narla.
So that leaves you now with 3 of these, with 1 still grappled.
Cool.
So 2 are moving more freely, 1 is grappled.
That's, I guess,
Prin,
my twin.
All
that's
right.
everything for you. Prin.
All right. The assistant's gonna bite one of them.
Okay.
First of all,
Zombie
Doing
on
that
zombie
hard.
violence. Wow.
Right.
Okay. I mean,
You know.
undead on
That
undead.
will
Right.
connect. Yes.
Yes.
21, absolutely. Yes.
Undead biting undead. What happened?
I'm just like, what happens here? This is what I'm thinking. I'm like,
10,
I'm gonna...
10 points. Yeah, this is just like, yeah, there's like
Double
chunks.
zombie.
Double zombie all the way.
How's it feel?
Zombie.
How's it feel, zombie?
I can't
Okay.
believe it.
So assistant, again, with that jaw that almost seems to unhook itself and open up even more exaggerated jaw, goes in for a bite and connects, and you get some good damage in on that one. And what does Prin do? You have the 1 grappled in your tentacle arms.
She's gonna continue to like, while it's grappled with one set, she's gonna continue like bludgeoning it with the other set of like shadowy tentacle arms. All right, let's see.
Okay, do we have damage on that then?
11 points.
11.
I mean, sorry, 11 to hit.
11 to hit will hit.
Okay, so that is 9 points of necrotic damage.
Okay.
It's still grappled, I think.
Still grappled. Okay. How does it get out of the grapple? Does it have to do a check again?
Yeah, it has to take like a strength check.
Has to do strength. Okay, let's see. When does this happen? Pardon me, folks. Oh, I guess on your turn?
Mhm.
Or their turn?
I think it's on their turn, yeah.
On their turn. Okay, so when we get, on their
Mhm.
turn, we will check and see. Okay, so moving along, is there anything else that you would like to do?
Nope, that's it.
Beautiful. That now takes us to Nipsey.
All right. Nipsey still got his pike out. So he's keeping these things away. Keep them at bay.
Okay. That's
With
gonna
a
hit.
21 to hit. All right.
Were you
And
proficient with that fish?
yeah, exactly. Exactly. Listen,
He's an
you know,
angler.
yeah,
You-
yeah, I'm an angler. Oh man, I'm getting really bad.
Okay.
Oh geez. All right, yeah. So 5 points of damage to the zombies.
Okay, that is just enough though, where you're able to basically fell another one of these zombies. Do you want to, for flavor, have it where you stick the pike in and then fling them down the hole?
Sure. Yeah. So that's exactly what he does. So he takes his pike, he sticks it through the throat, and then he lifts it up and deposits it down the hole.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Now someone else's problem. That works. And away they go. So that now leaves us with Phenomena. We have one zombie left upright and one in grapple. Yep. Okay. Anything else for Nipsey? That's it?
Yeah, that's it for Nipsey.
Cool. Ink, your turn.
Okay. How many zombies?
2. One is
Two.
grappled in the tentacle arms of Prin.
Okay.
And one
the
is stagger freely mode.
Oops.
ungrappled one. I will
Sure.
oof. All right. I have been saving this reroll. I
Wait, does it-
still
Well, a
a
9,
nine
well, that's just it. A 9 does hit. So
a
you're
9
good.
does hit it?
A 9
Okay.
hits. These are zombies.
All right, that's right. You're right. Okay.
Okay.
All right, so for 6.
Okay.
Um
And then you can also get your sneak attack in because you do have
yep, so an extra 2.
extra 2. Okay.
And we still don't see whatever it is.
It has not at this round come up yet. You're
Okay.
hearing it getting closer and closer. Okay. Anything else that Ink would like to do?
Now that that zombie did not fall, right? So
Mm-mm.
I'm gonna stay where I am.
Okay. All right, Cora, you are up. There is one that is grappled and one that Ink just attacked. That is roaming free for a zombie roaming.
I want to go with the one still free and still roaming free.
Okay.
Prince seems to have the other one at least dealt with for now. So yeah, he's gonna swing with his quarterstaff again and hope for the best.
Okie dokie.
Ooh, 24.
Absolutely.
Dang.
So 4 bludgeoning damage and 3 cold damage from his sword thrust as he
Cool.
slams it into the chest of this thing.
Okay. Looking good. Okay. So now that is everything
is it
for you,
still up?
correct? Still up. Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna use a key point and use my bonus action to flurry of blows.
Cool.
I've been saving that, but I might as well use it now. Does a 14 hits?
14 does hit, yes.
And it's 2 7 doesn't hit, I'm guessing.
That will just miss.
Okay, so the first one, 7 bludgeoning damage as I like roundhouse
Okay.
kick it.
Okay.
And yeah, that's the end of my
And,
turn.
So your turn. So you basically roundhouse kick this one. Do you want to roundhouse kick it into the hole for some fun and flavor?
Yes.
Okay, so you roundhouse this one into the hole, leaving just one of these zombie bodies down in the room and one left grappled. So there's one down, there's one grappled. The grappled one is going to try and getteth itself out. Wait, hold on. Let me roll this with actual roll 20 here. Sorry about this, folks. It's a con save, right? Or strength? Strength. No, that's not what they have for strength. There we go.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Mhm.
so it's able to break free, but that's all it can do. And then this other zombie, it starts to try and shift itself up. Because, zombies are fun like that.
Right.
So it is not standing upright yet. It's sort of like it's sat up. And that brings us to the top of the order. And you start hearing the sounds coming from that shaft even louder now for the mystery creatures. And
There was an S at the end of that.
Okay. Oh,
Creatures?
oh.
Okay.
I know what is about to happen. I'm so mad.
How do you know? Uki, is there something you would like to do to start off the round before we
like to try to pretend that there's not critters coming out of this hole. Okay, I would. Am I being 5, 10, 15, 20? Okay. In this room, the original room we came in, you said there was a bunch of stuff.
Yes, there was a rusty sword, a shield that Nipsey took to use as a dustpan, and candle stubs.
Okay, that was it.
And then
There was no like
bones.
furniture or anything.
There's a desk and a
There's
chair.
desk, yeah.
There is a desk.
There's a desk and there is a chair.
That's perfect. I go Nipsey. I turn to Nipsey on my turn. Go Nipsey.
Dear God.
Yes.
Table. Oh.
Oh.
Yeah. That I basically say words in that order. And the zombie that is attempting to get up, I guess. I prepped the sling, though I haven't used it, so I guess I will.
Okay.
Because I know I
So,
can't move that table.
So then what we're going to do is we're actually gonna close this with Uki shouting to Nipsey, table. And we will pick back up next week mid-combat, which I try not to do, but
Right.
This is all right.
This is okay. Yeah.
So you have the two zombies. I've been flavoring it slightly differently. So basically, it's taking them a little time to pop themselves back up. But remember, zombies have this lovely habit of they don't go full down one, which is why you're throwing them down the hole has been a good thing.
Right, because they just get back up.
It becomes someone else's problem when they go down that hole. So what we'll do is we'll pick back up next week with we'll see what happens. Are they going to be able to plug up this hole with the creatures coming up from the shaft area? We have two zombies left. One's not quite at full, I don't want to say health because that seems wrong for a zombie.
Unhealth?
One of them's not quite feeling entirely undead. I don't know. Thank you, Stumpy Stan. So we'll see what happens next week, where we're going to open up with Uki pointing towards the door, screaming about a desk in a hole.
Desk hole.
So let's see what happens. And don't forget, next week is our last episode. So this could get very interesting very quickly. Our lovely traveling adventurers here in the Scarlet Citadel. Don't forget, Scarlet Citadel is available for purchase now. And I do highly recommend that you get a hold of it. It is one of those things where you can take it. You can use it if you already have a campaign going as a nice little side quest if you wanted to. You could turn this into a full-on campaign if you so chose. You can run this as your classic dungeon crawl. You can run this as a fun little horror-based game, or you can just have fun with it like we're doing here tonight. So before we go, I want to make sure we can go around. Everyone, reintroduce yourselves for those who may have joined us later. Let us know what you're up to, where we can find you, and what you're doing, and then we will send everyone off on their merry way. And again, next week will be another 3-hour session, so keep that one in mind too, which means we'll have another lovely break happening. So I think what I'm going to do is go reverse order. So that means we'll start with you first, Lynn, please, if you don't mind.
Oh, I'm Lynn, she, her, Flying Tourist, pretty much every place, Twitter, Twitch, where you can find my art and what I'm doing throughout the week. And next time you'll see me is on Thursday on twitch.tv Underdog, where we're doing a one-shot of Inspectors, where we are paranormal investigators, probably not very well paid, looking into the supernatural. I am very excited. And on Saturdays on twitch.tv Wandering DM, we are playing Scion, where we're a bunch of godlings and we are getting in trouble and doing light criminal activities, possibly international. And this Sunday I'm getting started back on chill Gun Plus Sundays, where I'm building little Gundam model kits again, which is one of my nice little joys.
Okay. That's everything? We're good? Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Shifting over to you, Diana.
Hi, I'm Diana. I'm Super Dylan everywhere on the internet. So if you go to TikTok or Twitter or any place that you like to see me make fun of D&D and also play it at the same time, you can see me do that. If you Google or search the Neverland, the Impossible Island, it has been updated. It has new content. There is a new subclass. There is a new adventure. It is really exciting stuff that you should check out. And that's it.
That's it. Okay. Thank you so much. Shifting over to you, Cicero.
Oh, hey guys, I'm Cicero Holmes. I'm Stubby Stan on all your social media platforms. Check me out here on Tuesdays check me out also on Tuesdays. The recording of one of the podcasts that I do, Test Your Might, is a video game podcast where we argue about video game topics. It's a video game debate show, much like ESPN First Take, but it's idiots arguing about video games instead of idiots arguing about sports. Check it out on all your favorite podcatchers, or on YouTube, or 90s First on Twitter. Also, I'm on the Discovery Debrief podcast, where we talk about all of the latest Star Trek shows and adventures and everything that's going on. You can live long and prosper with us at DSC Debrief. I'm also on the Incomparable Podcast Network. You can hear me rambling about random things. There's lots of stuff that I've been talking about recently, so check that out. Additionally, check out my friends over at Rivals of Waterdeep. In a couple of weeks, we will be celebrating, or they will be celebrating their 100th episode. As a former rival, I will say that for things like milestones, like 100 episodes, there are lots of things that happen. Actually, wait a minute. No, what are you talking about? It's already been talked about on Twitter.
Yeah.
I will be there on. I will be
I was
there.
gonna say, wasn't there a photo involved?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. The whole cast, all of your rivals, will be back for the 100th episode. So make sure you check that out. And outside of that, let's see, this Voices for Hire. If you like the voice that I did, or any of the voices that you've heard me do in the past, check out my socials. I would love to audition for you and make your thing sound a little bit better.
Fantastic. And again, thank you for those gift subs. Beautiful stuff.
Oh, no problem.
Shifting up and over to Drac. It's up.
Me. Hi, I'm Draconics, or Drac for short. You can catch me on Twitter at Draconics. That's DRAKONIQUES. I assume all over the place. Honestly, I'm not going to go through my whole schedule, but the thing I do want to highlight is that on the 27th of July, we're going to be coming back over on Vanish channel on Twitch with Around the Frost made a campaign called From Dusk Till Dark, and that's going to be every Tuesday from 3 p.m. Eastern to 6 p.m. Eastern. I'm very excited about that. We left off season 1 with a throat to my neck, so I've been waiting for a very long time to see where that's going. Also, I'm going to be guesting over on Saving Throw on Twitch on Sunday at 4 p.m. Pacific, which I think is 7 p.m. Eastern, in a campaign called New Pantheons, which uses the Overarm system, which is a very anime inspired campaign. Think JoJo's Bizarre Adventures and Persona, but instead of like stands and all that, your stands are actually gods, and my god is going to be I don't know, we haven't decided on what exactly, but it's going to be from the Nigerian pantheon, the Igbo pantheon to be precise. So, if you want to see some cool gods that you probably haven't heard of, I very much recommend watching that show. But yeah, no, I assume all over the place. You probably catch me somewhere eventually. I am everywhere until you get tired of me, and I'll continue to be everywhere.
Excellent. Dot,
Is it my turn?
you're up.
Wait,
It
did
is
you
your
do your
turn,
turn?
I do my turn at the end.
Oh, perfect. Well, y'all know I'm Dot, your kobold in your sickly kobold in residence right now. I have 2 announcements. You can find me everywhere as Little Red Dot. I'm out there rolling dice and telling stories with cool folk just like this. But speaking of rolling dice and telling stories, tomorrow we launch a brand new show here on Kobold Press called The Marauders of the Middle Sea. It's an all-female and non-binary pirate campaign that's getting ready to launch. So you can check us out at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern right here. And that'll be after our Kobold Chats tomorrow. And we've got some special guests coming on for Kobold Chats. That'll be noon Pacific. Y'all time zones, noon Pacific.
Yeah.
But the Dias Cast podcast is coming on to chat with us because they use Midgard in their podcast. So if you want to know a little bit more about how they're utilizing Midgard as a setting and the cool stuff they're doing, we're going to give a little preview of their podcast. So come hang out. It should be a lot of fun tomorrow. Yeah, that's what I got. Well, same Kobold time, same Kobold channel.
There you go. And I am V Muse. I have been your GM for this evening. You can definitely find me over on the Twitters as @the_muse. You can also check out my YouTube and Twitch channels, The Crafting Muse, where you can check out how to paint minis, check out the video on demand library of miniature terrain, how you can make some of that stuff. I play every Thursday as Cantrielle Cavatina on the Dawnbringers over on Mini Terrain Domain. You'll also catch me every so often in Black Dice Society as Nika. So that's something else to keep in mind. And just follow me on Twitter. I'm up to a lot of stuff. You can check it out. You can see what's going on. And I'm going to keep this brief and short because we're getting over the mark and I want to make sure everyone can move on. But do hang out with us just a little bit longer because we are going to go raid Tall Squall. He is starting a new campaign this evening. It is a fantastic concept. I really hope you stick around and give it a watch and see what they have going on. These streams are being run 100% for charity for the Satchel Rescue, which is actually where Tall Squall got his lovely, lovely pupper. If you haven't seen this pupper, follow Tall Squall on Twitter to see this pupper with the amazing blue eyes. But yes, it's all for a good cause. Fantastic group of players and DM. So we're going to go and check that one out. So you stay put, give it a little look-see, and just Tall Squall. They're on right now. So we're going to go shift over there. But thank you to everyone who hung out with us, whether you were lurking, whether you were participating in the chat. We love having you with us, regardless of whether or not there's interactions or not. Thank you to everyone who threw in their donations. That is also very much appreciated. And we will see you next week for the 5th episode and the last episode for Scarlet Citadel with this fantastic crew. See you then. Bye, everyone. Let's go.